exposed. Even though it was cold, we were never wearing proper clothes. Always trying to be cool, trying to be those bad guys, smoking cigarettes behind the school. Always trying to be cool, trying to be those bad guys, you know. I still think about what we had when we were younger. We were never running out of time. As long as we had each other, oh, everything was black and white. Driving in a car, never knowing how far we go. When we were younger, oh, when we were younger. I remember a girl, I would sneak into her parents' house. I could stay for hours, and we looked into each other's eyes. Hey, I thought I was Romeo, I was looking for my Juliet. And as soon as I left, I told my friends. Those days made me who I am. When we were younger, we were never running out of time. As long as we had each other, oh, everything was black and white. Driving in a car, never knowing how far we go. When we were younger, oh, when we were younger. As long as we had each other, oh, everything was black and white. When we were younger.
And now with great fanfare,
get ready to meet someone special. Check it out. Motivation and inspiration, just as good as pineapple on pizza.
Congratulations.
You scream, we scream, we all scream for...
it's the Vaping Heat on Mixin and Chillin with Hunky Vape.
Balance this thing just nearly starts.
Hello and welcome everyone. Kenny and I are chopping at the bits, sitting here having conversation, talking and all, and it's time to go live. Tuesday, fantastic day for all of us out here today. Kenny was just showing me his new Fit watch.
Yeah, guys, when I see me Christmas shopping bill, the heart rate monitor blew up on it.
It's that time of year. Christmas holidays are the festivities beginning. If you look behind me, my daughter and I got together over the weekend, spent a day cleaning and organizing stuff and putting up some Christmas decorations. And I still have yet to put up my Christmas tree, but that'll be going up later on this week. It's been such a fantastic week lately. Oh, it's so pleasant when you get out of the whole advocacy thing and you take a little break and you don't let all that stuff bring you down. All the crap going on around you.
You need a break from it now and then, man. You should be depressed all the time. That's no good, is it?
Especially when you realize how much funding is behind all the anti-vape rhetoric that's out there. It's a never-ending well that won't dry up.
Nope.
They get paid to literally go on Twitter and sit there and argue with people all day long, saying the same misinformation, fostering the propaganda.
I've just noticed something there. I feel like in the back of my head, I thought you actually, like, just a glance, I thought you actually had an AC/DC shirt on, but it's actually VG. And the penny's just dropped. Highway to Health. That is brilliant.
Funny how the mind plays tricks on you, isn't it?
I think that is brilliant. I've just sat and looked and thought, that's not AC/DC.
PGVG, Highway to Health, baby.
That is cool. I like that. I really like that.
Well, let's say our hellos to everyone. Mrs. Hunky Vape is in the house. Hello and welcome. Dusty Country Road, Simpson JFS, Lance Ward, Kenny the Vaping Heed, Pam Spraggins was first to show up, and Daytime Frank. Hello and welcome.
Hello, boys and girls.
Wonderful to have you all here today.
Go, Bennett.
Got a fantastic show set up for you guys. Let me bump over to the correct screen, and I don't know what's going on with that camera there. That just doesn't make any sense. This latest thing with OBS, have you heard they're putting out an OBS 29? They just put it out 28.
Really?
There's been some kind of problem or something with the encoding and the VLC player that's in it and whatnot. And the Windows capture, and Windows is screwing a bunch of things up. And there's a perfect example. Stanton Glenn's going to have to disappear today. Unreal.
See you, Stanton.
Bye-bye.
It was a pleasure. Well, DaVinci Resolve's updated and all. It's 18.11 now. I mean, how well they just done it? What's going on?
And I love they have built-in noise suppression and voice leveling. I have spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for plugins to be able to do voice leveling and to do noise reduction. And I've got like 5 different noise reduction tools because they all work a little differently. Some is really good at removing the background noise. Some is really good at dropping the volume so that you don't have to remove as much and it sounds a lot more natural. And it's usually a combination of those 3 or 4 plugins that you have to put on to somebody that's like recorded with bad audio to get it to sound crystal clear.
Now you've got it all in one.
Yeah. Now it's built into the paid version.
There you go.
Of DaVinci Resolve. So anyway, today's fantastic day. And just like we were talking about, package delivery. But today we have scheduled the Coil Art D Pro 133. It is an unregulated mod, dual battery, with a nice dripper on top. I don't even think Coil Art's in business anymore.
Was that number, like that tag on the top, was that $15?
That's exactly what I paid for it. Clearance.
Awesome.
Clearance sale. Come on,
That's
focus.
That is absolutely awesome.
Yes, it is. And that goes out to Fog Vapory in Brook Park, Ohio. Thank you very much for this fantastic purchase. My wife saw the purple and she's like, what is that? Got my attention to it. And I'm like, ooh, unregulated box mod.
Oh,
That's not borderline mechanical mod there.
that's careful
She's like,
shit.
oh, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm like, I am now.
Yeah.
Colors don't matter to me that much.
Nope.
How about that for a retro vape?
Ooh,
Voopoo V-Mate. The whole design aspect to this device was to be the lightest dual battery box mod. Because up until then, you know, everything's made of zinc alloy.
On the subject of Voopoo, I think, well, is it Voopoo? They brought the Drag X, new Drag X out, 4.
Number 4, yeah.
New
I
Drag
saw
X.
Legion Vapes had a video on it.
It looks quite nice. It looks quite okay. I've only ever bought the original. I've never bought any of the other ones. I've still got an original sitting there. It's a bit worse for wear, but it still works. It's still grappling. And I was thinking maybe it's time for a little bit of an update. So I might try and get my hands on one.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. I haven't had a chance to actually watch the video on it yet.
I've never really it was just like a notification that I got. Like, you know, I've never really like looked into it because obviously I've been busy, as we all know, with a certain thing this week. So, you know, I've been pretty sheltered to everything and that's been going on in the
Civic
world.
duty. You have civic duty this week.
That's it, civic duty. So there you go.
And it isn't the trash collecting job.
Well,
That's a civic duty that we all could not do without. I'm sorry. They have to take the trash away.
that is debatable as well.
Don't vape in a bin.
There you go.
Recycle it.
Oh, look at you, all posh. We have bins and all that. Jesus.
Dollar store purchase, buddy.
Wow.
They sell you all kinds of crud and junk at dollar stores.
Actually, but they're quite cute, them. Like, I think they're cool.
They are.
I like the t-shirt. I like these bins. What next?
They it probably cost them 10, maybe 15 cents to manufacture that and get it to the store. And they charge you $1.25 for it. Because even the dollar store isn't $1 anymore.
Oh.
All the dollar stores around here raised their prices. Everything's $1.25 now.
Exactly. But as I was just saying there, this is leading on to something. This, you know, like just to tell the boys and girls in chat, I like his t-shirt, I like his bins, and I also liked a mod he done last week, and I like it so much. I got a one, but I got it in green because that's all I had. So there you go. And again, that was cheap, 35 English pounds. So there you go.
Fantastic. I was thinking about throwing that into your box that I'm sending you.
Oh no!
I'm finally on the thing. That's part of today's mission. Is I need you to give me a description of what you want made, because here's what I've got so far. I went through. I saved all those recipes that Vic had made. Right. I showed you that before. So I went through and I looked at it. What did I actually have all the ingredients to make? So we got 120 mils of the King.
Yes.
Got 120 mils of the Prince.
Yes.
Both of these are sweetened at 1%, okay? Because the recipe does not call for sweetener. So I put in the 1% because you even admit that you like your sweet.
Yeah.
And then I also mixed up an Elder King.
Oh.
So you're good to go there. And because I still don't think it's quite sweet enough, I took my little bottle that I originally bought of Capella Super Sweet, and I added some more to it. It's not quite full, but that should be more than enough for you to bump these up and bump any other juice up that you want to. Throw that in the box. And one that I mixed up that we're going to mix up another batch of today, because I can wait since I have so much juice. I figured you'd like this one, Banana Marshmallow Custard Tart. And that is made using all Flavrz ingredients.
Oh
Now,
my God.
This is a 6. Is that too much for you? Should we make a 3 today and throw it in the box?
A 3, a 6 would be a little bit much.
That's fine, because that means I can start vaping this today, since this has been sitting here.
The best of both worlds there. You get yours, I get mine.
Listen, buddy, I took a look at this bottle yesterday when I was cleaning up and organizing. That was the first episode that you came on here as a guest.
Really?
That was
Wow.
12 episodes ago.
Jesus, where's the time gone?
We've been doing this for 12 weeks.
Wow.
And it's unbelievable because, we sit here and we do this little show and we banter back and forth, and it goes on 2, 3, 4. Last week was over 5 hours. We were bantering back and forth. We both had our beautiful beverages there.
That was
It was just a fantastic experience, and had a lot of fun with it.
That was a marathon. I'm fine with that, buddy. There, more than.
I want you to pick out something else that we can mix up today.
Oh.
And as you all could see from the intro screen, I've got another rack back there so I can organize all my Flavrz ingredients and all the stuff that we've got that we're testing right now. One of the things that we're testing that we made last week was banana runts.
Oh, I remember that.
And because banana is one of those roller coaster flavors, when you first put it in, it's really strong, and then it disappears for a while, then it makes its appearance back when everything else settles in. We're going to see how this actually tastes and see if the banana's in there at the right percentage.
Do you not think that's a hard flavor to replicate? Because, like, all the juices I've had with banana in are like a banana candy. Like them candy sweets you used to get years ago, though, like a foam sweet. They taste like they're very candy-ish. I've never actually get like a fruit banana, you know what I mean? Like an actual fruit. It's always been a candy. And I think I've had one fruit banana and it was nowhere near. It was actually bitter. Really bad. But I was just wondering if it was a hard flavor to replicate as a fruit rather. I can imagine it's easy as a candy.
So there she is. There's the banana runts. That's what she looks like. And I don't have you low enough on the stack. Anyway, yeah, that's really not that hard of a flavor to replicate. Basically, you're looking at the banana flavor is the primary, crux that you're getting. And it's supposed to be a subtle banana. It's not supposed to be like a ripe banana in your face.
Yeah.
And it's just a subtle sweetness to it. So theoretically, I mean, there's no real layering to that. You got a banana flavor and you got some sweetness to it, and that's pretty much it.
That's it. I'm with you. I see a lot of that being like a candy with loads of sweetener in, and they haven't been the greatest.
Well, see, that's the thing. When you make an actual candy, you're using real sugar and real sweeteners. Yeah. When you're vaping, you cannot put any real sugar in vape juice. The ants don't understand that. There is no tobacco in vape juice. Tobacco vape juice does not taste like tobacco because you're not actually replicating what a tobacco leaf tastes like that you would bite and eat. You're replicating what the smoke leaves a taste on your tongue.
That's it,
when you smoke it.
No, it don't taste like bite.
But there's no tobacco in it, and there's no sugar in vape juice. So it's just a matter of trying to figure out which artificial sweetener can you put in there to give you the sweetness without giving you the artificial taste that you get with the sweetness. Like saccharin's one perfect example.
Yeah,
when they came out with artificial sweeteners, you put saccharin in something, you could identify that that's a fake sweetener in that thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the sweeteners have gotten so good nowadays with the stevia, and then you've got ethyl maltol, and then you've got, I can't even think, erythritol is another one that's out there. We've got half a dozen different sweeteners, artificial sweeteners that we can put in here. Some of them are better for vaping, and some of them are worse, because if you look into each of the ingredients, you'll realize some of them break down at very low temperatures. So it's not a very good...
Sorry. Lanceward, Vaping Heat, are you going to set up your new mod now? I could, I suppose, but I'd have to grab some bits and bobs to do so.
It came with the coil.
I'm just in me tools. I'd have to go and grab my tools.
Yeah.
I have to grab something. I don't think I can, with current setup, I don't really think I can do anything on camera either, because I've just got the one setup at the moment and it's on me. You can watch us curse and swear if you want. I mean,
Listen, folks, don't let him bullshit you, okay? Sorry for the cussing. I'm just going to let it all out there. Don't let him bullshit you. The man's got a webcam, okay? He doesn't just have this fancy, Panasonic camera or whatever brand he actually has.
Sony, I might say. Sony.
He just wants to look good, right? One of these days, I will find the spare time when his spare time and my spare time line up, and I'll log onto his computer and we'll set up OBS so he can also do live overhead shots. And you can watch his mug and his reaction while he's trying to build something live on stream.
We can do that, mate. We can do that.
We will do that. You and I already had the conversation about it and whatnot. It's just the fact that, with you having to do your civic duty and everything going on for the holidays here, it's just neither one of us have any real spare time. But winter and post holidays are right around the corner.
Yeah, I get. I see. He's got us, folks. Well, I can't get over it.
You've got a lot more experience than I do with a lot of this stuff. Maybe not the OBS stuff and the camera stuff, in this aspect of it, tying it into live streaming, but you've got more camera experience than I do with digital cameras.
Possibly.
I've watched your secondary channel. I know what you know. At least what you've taught other people or tried to teach other people.
I need to get into that more, I mean, I've done nothing on it for about a year. I'm surprised I've still got subscribers, to be honest with you. I've never touched it but it must be coming up with 12 months. If not, right, it might be a little bit less. But God, I need to do so. I need to get out. I guess, it's time. It's getting out and doing stuff, and it's just. And plus, like I said, when I done me Resolve stuff, I'm sure I used OBS the last time, and I need to get the recording side of that set back up again. But honestly, I need to put a little bit of effort into that one as well. I do enjoy it.
Takes time, and if you don't have the spare time, it's hard to dedicate to it.
Yeah. It's getting the effort back in. I mean, like I say, vaping is pretty quiet, I would say, really, at the moment. Like, there's not a lot happening, regarding new stuff coming out. There's bits and bobs coming out. It's not like hammer and tongs like it used to be, something coming out every month or every week. It's very quiet at the moment. And again, it's, in the pod systems, disposables, all that kind of stuff. Which is fair enough, but, there's no like proper hardware as much, that's popping up as regular as it used to. But yeah, we'll sort something, man. We'll get something sorted.
This would not have been enough for me to quit smoking. Even though it's the same size as a Zippo, the vapor that comes out of it is fantastic, but there just isn't enough vapor to satisfy me, to interest me to getting away from cigarette.
That's a good
as a
point.
backup device for me right now. It's great.
Good, yeah.
I can toss this in my pocket, in my jeans, and not have to worry about it. There's no buttons to mess up or nothing. I don't have to worry about this thing opening up or spilling. Don't need it. Don't worry about it. Something like this, loaded with pod candy, that's a different story. The flavor percentages in that pod candy are cranked so high, and it's got that sweet, lingering taste in your mouth. Yeah.
Actually, I wanted a very small favour of you. Not now, but when you get time.
Sure.
Right? When I done the review on this, guys, you might have seen it. It's the Motti X by Vapor SO. It's a little pod mod thing, right? Like that. Right? Now, I seen who done it? It was an American reviewer done a review on this. And you can get flavoured sealed pods to go in this. But with them being 4 ml, we can't get them in the UK. I'm just wondering if you maybe even get them out of the States.
I will take a look at them for you. You have to give me the specs for it.
Motti X, that's what it's called, a Motti X, whichever way you want to pronounce it. MOTIX by Mini by Vaporesso. But with them being 4 mLs, I don't think you can get them in the UK. We've just got the open pod system where you've got a coil and you fill it up yourself. And I can't remember which reviewer done it again. God damn it.
Stanton needs to go bye-bye.
My
All right,
brain
let's
is...
take a look here. See what the good old Google's bringing up. MOTIX mini pod system.
You can get flavored. You see the flavor. There's flavored pods for them. If you maybe type MOTIX pod, it could be in there. Oh lordy do! I did. It could be them. They're in. They get them in there. Oh, where's the image I've got? Have I still got the image on here? I wonder if I've still got it. Give us a minute.
You aren't the
baby.
first person that's mentioned that. Pre-flavored pods, 3-pack.
Oh.
Hey, it's in your country.
Hang on a minute. I'm just thinking what we're doing there. Hang on. No, that's not them. No, that's not them. That's the Moti. This is the MOTIX Mini.
Ah, okay.
They look exactly the same as the pod on the mod, literally, but they're flavored.
That's the empty pod.
Have you got?
I'll have to take a look after the show, and I'll do a little research and find out, where it's at.
You've got screen share enabled on this Zoom. I can give you a quick look to give you an idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
Should be.
Right, hang on. I'll just have a quick look. Now you need to enable screen share and circuits not on. The host has got to enable it.
All participants can share screen. Who can start sharing all participants?
Right, have a quick look there. Have a quick try.
Who can start sharing when someone else is sharing?
There we go. That's it, right. I'm going to pop it up now. You bear with us. Right, is that coming up? Hang on. Right, well... Have we got that there now? That's what we've got. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
That's what they are. And I've never seen... They're exactly the same shape as the pods you get them, but these are sealed pods. And I think the guy who done the review on them done the honey lemon fizz. You get raspberry mint, strawberry ice cream, melon kiwi, blueberry raspberry rainbow fizz. But I've never seen these available in the UK because I'm assuming they're 4 mLs. So that's kind of what they are. And I can't find them nowhere in the UK. I'll stop sharing that now and then we'll go back to you. You can carry on. There we go. But that's what
I tried to share the whole Zoom window, but because of the way that I have your image cropped and stuff, it didn't quite work out.
That's fine. But you've got the general idea what they look like. You know what I mean? The boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, the reason I don't think I've seen them in the UK is because they're 4 ml. It's as simple as that. We're 2 ml. So, but they are a sealed flavour pod, and we've just got the open pod, which is it's got a coil in the bottom there. You change your coil and you put your juice in and all that stuff. But I think the American reviewer said he couldn't get the open ones. So
really?
in the US they must have the sealed ones. And in the UK or the EU, they must have the open ones.
From what I've seen on that search on there, all the normal, retailers that we have around here, Element and 8Vape and, E-Cig Mafia and all those other ones that were in that listing, they seem to all have, replacement pods available in coils.
Oh, you can get them. Like I say, I don't know if you can actually buy the pod. But you can buy these, no problem. The UK replacement pods, I bought some.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know if that's the way they marketed it. You know, this for us and flavored pods for the US. I don't know.
That's the reason why I love my rebuildables.
Exactly.
And if we could get a little bit of time today, then we'll also do the Zeus Dual RTA. And it's in your favorite color choice,
Oh no.
rainbow.
You can tell it's bargain basement, can't you? Because everything in bargain basement is bloody rainbow.
Well, this one wasn't a bargain basement purchase. My wife, I purchased I don't even remember what color it is,
She
for
likes
myself, and my wife wanted the rainbow. She loves the rainbow.
I know, she likes bloody rainbow, doesn't she?
Listen, she's probably downstairs watching this right now. So I'm going to reveal the little secret. Remember what we talked about last week? I was going to hand her the choice of which vape she wants, whether she wants this one or she wants the Prince. She's like, that apple, I'm sick of.
Right.
Because that's all she vaped. She went through a couple bottles of it, right?
Bottles,
And it's a strong single flavor. It's a true apple. And nobody wants to sit there and eat apples all day long, every single day, week after week after week. You get tired of those simple single flavors. I don't care how accurate the profile is. You need something a little funky.
Good. Apple would be good as a cleanser, like after you've had maybe like an oily fish, then a bit of fresh apple in there. Oh, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
It pairs up with my coffee fantastic.
Yeah.
But I can't vape this all day long.
No.
The coffee vapes are fantastic.
But I've just got some good old-fashioned English tea.
I used the last of my banana marshmallow custard tart in this one. This thing was bone dry.
So did you do the test you said you were going to do?
Yeah.
Like, try this and...
She's like, it's all right. I don't think I'd want to vape it all day long.
No.
She didn't complain that it was a custard. Because of the sweetness in there, it tastes more like a pudding than it does an actual custard. So her flavor palette recognition was, it's all right. It's just not something that she's into. She's always been into a lot of the fruits.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I do get that.
The mango peachy guava I made is literally mango, peach, and guava mixed up into an e-liquid. She loves those, and she likes the tropical mixes and with the coconut and the banana and stuff like that.
You can do an apple crumble custard. That's just getting the best of both worlds, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what I did with my little bottle. It's probably on the rack behind me now that I got everything organized. But that apple combination using the Flavrz and the Pure Elm Country apple, oh, that is a perfect apple filling. Now, if I can find, a good crumble to go with it.
That would be amazing.
Because I made it with the Zeppola, which is more like a donut, so you get an underlying donut sensation. And it took a couple days to actually come up into the flavor profile where it's recognizable as a true donut, not just there's something in here like a donut. But to come up with something that would actually be like the crumble would be fantastic.
Wow. Oh, it would.
But it's really hard to replicate. A lot of that stuff, because it's a texture more than it is a flavor.
Yeah.
For me, a crumble tastes more like a cinnamon sugar like you put on toast. If you eliminated the texture aspect of it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We have Kyle in chat. Hello. Oh, all right, Kyle. Kyle, Vaping Heat. How was the Herbies clear up? Only kidding. I never knew I had it. And
Coyle says Zeus. OG is the single. The Zeus Dual is awesome with a single 4mm inside diameter. And the Zeus 3D edition with the top airflow cap. World's great as dual, but try a large dual in the V2, in my humble opinion.
Well appreciated, well received.
The Zeus tanks were designed by the same guy that founded Oxva. Justin Lai designed the Zeus tanks. And the problem with the Zeus tanks is the airflow comes in at an angle on the top, And yes, it does produce amazing flavor, but that's why when he designed his first rebuildable tank, the airflow came all the way down to the bottom and came up from under the coil. So you get that missing percentage. Because when the air comes in from that chimney cap on the top, matter of fact, I could probably pull it right out of this thing right now. What you're actually doing is diluting the airflow with pure air in combination to what vapor is being made inside that chamber.
I see. Mrs. Hunky Vape has just commented and said, "What? Wait, it was a custard." The secret's out. The secret is now out.
So that's the trick to get my wife to like custards, is to sweeten them up a bit and make them taste more like a pudding.
And he got you.
This Zeus doesn't have the top cap in there. That must be the Zeus single that I'm thinking of. Anyway, we've got that to build if you guys are interested in getting that far into it today. Depends on how long it takes us to do everything else that we got to do. We keep sitting here chatting back and forth and bantering on. We won't get anything accomplished today.
She did comment, "Not nice," in capital letters, by the way. You've got to try. You've got to spread your wings and try other stuff.
It's so hard with her because I ask her, I'm like, listen, I can make you just about any flavor profile you want. What kind of e-liquid do you want? I don't know. Well, I looked at all my flavor ingredients and I looked online to try and buy it, but I can't find an I don't know flavor. It's kind of like when you're trying to make a decision on what to do for dinner. Let's go out for dinner. Where do you want to go? I don't know.
Exactly. And then when you buy chips or fries in America, when they say they don't want one, and then they come over and pinch your fries, you're like, really?
Yep. And then they want to eat half of it because all of a sudden they get that salt and that flavor in their mouth, and it's like, is that fantastic?
That's it, yeah. So you end up with about 2 chips left, and that's where it goes. Ian Thomas is in the room. Hi, Ian. How are you doing?
Hello and welcome, Ian. So this is a nice little thing, but I think the juice is actually better.
Yeah. It's not really
Fuji pear, mango berry. I got the pear initially. I got the mango initially, but I didn't get the Fuji. Not until it actually sat in here on these coils for a little bit. And then I went back and vaped it again with the clean palette, which brings up another conversation. Somebody else sent me an email and they were sitting there arguing with me saying, you don't need to bother, putting fresh wicks in when you mix up these recipes to test them. Wayne doesn't bother, re-wicking when he tests stuff. I'm like, listen, number one.
If you're dripping, you could probably get away with it. But if it was RTE, you probably could as well, but it might take a little while for it to come through fully, you know what I mean, to get rid of the other flavour. But I'd say a dripper, you could probably get away with it straight away. It's just a couple of whips and it's through. You know what I mean?
Well, number one, I don't have 10 years of mixing experience to be able to dismiss flavors that I know aren't in the liquid that I just mixed. I'm still learning my vocabulary. I'm still learning what each individual flavor is.
There's nothing wrong with what you do, just
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, they'd say I'm wasting my time. The shows could be, more condensed and shorter if I would, just drip it on there, taste it, and go about my business.
Yeah, it's your show. You can do what you want.
Listen, the show's about entertaining the audience out there. It's not about us. It's not about what we want to do.
Well,
that's the first thing you learn in the entertainment industry.
If you don't like it.
As the actors and the entertainers, we get to put our creative input into what direction things go. But ultimately, if nobody wants to watch it, what's the point in making the content? You know what I mean?
I get you. I see where you're coming from, but sometimes you've got to say it. Don't like it? I don't know.
It also goes to my OCD. I can't be like, saying one thing and then later on going, well, that really wasn't true. Why did I say it that way? Well, I understand why I say it that way, but people aren't going to understand it.
On the other side of the coin, though, like you say, if you're doing a juice review, you wouldn't do a juice review in a dirty coil. You would put fresh wicks in to do, to add that juice. You wouldn't, so it's like what you were saying. So you're not getting a couple of hits of the diluting of the other flavour with the flavour you're testing. So, it works. It works, doesn't it?
And here's what I say to everybody else. When you go and you run out of juice in this and you want to put a different flavor in, how long does it take for this to actually taste like the new flavor and less of a combination of the two?
I must admit, I am guilty of doing it many occasions. Sometimes I've just finished a bottle or something and I say, I can't be asked to wick it. I will fill it with the flavour. Average for me, tank and a half to 2 tanks. Or you get the full.
You can't just take a single drag or two and go, okay, this is what this new flavor tastes like. Yeah. Because there's so much of the old flavor mixing with that new flavor, even if you're dripping on a coil.
And sometimes then you do take that first couple of hits and the mix really will be,
Yeah, the mix is, that was something I learned the hard way when I first started vaping was you can't just switch from this flavor to this flavor because the two flavors, if you were to mix them into a bottle together, would taste like crap.
So what you used to do, you used to just puff on it, but not inhale it, just to burn it off.
Well, in the beginning, when you're first getting into vaping, you're buying stock coils. And you're not going to spend, $5 for another coil just because you switch the flavors. You'll vape through that next tank without even thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've guilty myself of doing it loads of times. Even with drippers, I thought, I can't be bothered. Drip.
Plus, when things are tight, you'll get yourself a bottle like this. And I know a lot of people out there that are religious about taking a 30 ml bottle, dumping it into a 60 ml bottle, adding 70-30 VGPG to it to thin it down because the commercial juices are so strong on flavoring that they're like, well, I don't need to have that extra cost. If I can double my juice no matter what I buy, I don't need to get into DIY.
Some of the commercial ones really do go to town on the sweetener anyway, don't they? Some of them, they're really...
between the sweeteners and the flavorings, they're cranked up to be able to put into a pod that, hardly makes any vapor. And then if you're sitting there putting into a cloud chucker, you're plowing through the juice all the time. I get why people do that.
Dusty County Road says he's got to go. Well, take care, bud. Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, so let's get to the business here. Let's actually do something productive instead of bantering on and about. You and I can do this for hours, and I think people would eventually get sick of our conversation.
I'd like them to join the movement.
So let's get the random recipe out of the way. I think that'd be an easy one to do. This is something that I'm going to need to invest in after Christmas. Get some more flavors because I've got so many holes in this bucket behind me of all these flavors.
Need a bit of a top up, eh?
So, like butter, I don't have a true butter. I've got like butter creams and I've got, Bavarian creams and stuff that is sort of representative of butter, but I want a pure butter. So what are we going to make today? What's a flavor profile that you like? A fruit? Do you get into fruits at all?
So. I like apple.
Not really. You're more of a dessert person?
I do like peach and desserts. I'm more desserts. I would definitely. I dabble with fruits, but I'm more a dessert man. I would definitely say.
Mallory Gates made a very simple peach lemonade.
That's okay if you get the fizz. I've had peach lemonades that's been flat. I like a peach lemonade, get the fizz.
Ooh.
Lemonade, you're a peach juicy, super sweet.
That's a very simple recipe, but I'm not sure how that's gonna come out taste-wise.
Lemonade natural. I like cheesecakes. I like donuts. I'm quite fond of donuts. I've been trying a lot of donuts lately, actually. I
I'll make you up that.
Most of them are like a cream or a custard donut. I must be honest. Like,
Somebody was saying, I don't know if it was Reddit or Facebook, that they were talking about how typically menthol smokers go more towards the fruits, and then you have the non-menthol smokers go more towards the desserts.
because I think if you're getting maybe it's off a fruit, you're getting more of a throat, like, well, I wouldn't say a throat hit, but more of a harsher flavour than like a dessert being a smoother flavour. If you see where I'm coming from, you have to.
Yeah, you get basically the desserts are more of a complex blended flavor palette where you get just a little bit of each, where
That's
your
right.
fruits typically have 1, 2, or 3 punch you in the face kind of flavorings that
It's
you
like a
can
spicy-
easily discernibly identify. Kind of like when you take a menthol cigarette. And that's kind of like why I love this candy cane so much, because when I vape this, I'm getting the menthol and I'm getting that whole mouth feel and the back of the throat feel. And it's not even about the throat hit as much as it is that cooling sensation over the whole thing.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I can do a menthol, but it's got to be very, very weak in the menthol. It hasn't got to be really ice cold, otherwise I just can't do it. It's just not
Yeah,
for me.
if you're not a menthol smoker, then obviously you're not going to want that. You're not going to gravitate towards that. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. That's the wonderful thing about DIY is you get to make it however you like it. And then when you find a recipe, you can twist it and turn it to be whatever you want it to be.
Definitely. So that's the beauty of it. Oh, what's that one? I'm just having a look, see what we've got down the list, you know what I mean, as you bring them up. What about...
Red King's Custard Kills Vanilla OG.
Oh,
So we're looking at cotton candy, which is the ethyl maltol sweetener, 1.5%. French vanilla from Capella is at 4%. Sweet cream is 3%, and vanilla custard at 8%.
wow, that's a lot, isn't it?
Well, not for a custard. I see a lot of the custards, 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes even up as 10% if you're putting it as a single flavor.
Ah, right. That sounds good.
All right.
That sounds good.
What size you want? 30, 60?
120.
All right. If you'll plow through it, I'll make it for you.
Oh, God, I'll just drink out the bottle.
I
Literally.
just hope it's a good recipe, buddy.
Why not? I'm open to anything. Where did I see a recipe? Hang on, if you just bear with me a minute. I've seen it once somewhere. Hang on. I'll see if I can find it. I meant to run this past you ages ago, Where was it? Let's have a look. Excuse me, folks. I'm just having a look for something that I might be able to... Oh, where are you? No, not there. Ah. I found it. Now, this one is one I was looking at. I don't know if you know this guy. He's called Nevins. He's on ELR. And he done a one called Nick Brosia Custard. And this is supposed to replicate the actual tinned Devon custards we get over here in the UK.
Yeah.
Very creamy. I'll just off the top of my head, he uses custard premium FA.
Well, drop the link to if it's a DIY ELR recipe, drop the link in chat.
Yeah, that's where. Hang on, and I'll just copy it there.
Ian Thomas says, interesting thought, Alex. IRL, I prefer savory over sweet and was a non-menthol smoker and prefer custard dessert vapes over fruit. That would be an interesting thing to actually find out, is how true that is. This guy works in a vape shop, and that's what he has determined over time, that, you know, menthol smokers prefer the fruits, so that's where they gravitate towards initially. And then the non-menthol goes more towards the desserts and the custards and the pies. And
There you go. I've dropped that in chat, that link. It's by Nevins. Is he a UK mixer, him? I'm not sure. But that's
right,
supposed
well,
to replicate the Devon dairy custard. So there you go.
All right, I got a tab opened up with that. So let's first go and adapt this one. I'm gonna make you 120 of this. You like yours at 3. So that's the only changes we need to make.
Awesome.
There be the recipe that we're going to throw together.
Holy moly.
So we got 4 ingredients and simple matter of throwing it all together.
Got a suggested steep time of 30. That's a month. That you can live with that, can't you? 4 weeks is out, is it?
Well, by the time the post office gets it to you.
Oh, it'll have probably curdled.
That's one thing you don't have to worry about with this liquids.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking of a little Miss Muffin, the curds away.
Sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey.
Holy mother. Ah. No Lancers, no B today, mate. It's just, like I say, it's a school night. I'm on civil duty, so I can't go in hungover, so to speak. I would get me ass kicked. I'm being a good boy anyway. What's the matter with you? Good old English tea.
So there's our secret sauce. First ingredient is cotton candy. Little ethyl maltol, it'll be your sweetener. It's 1.5%. And with the molecular weight, that comes out to 1.89 grams.
Ah, right. See, there's Ian again in chat doing the homework for us. He says, indeed, Nevins is a UK mixer. He's got his own line at NM Labs on IG. So there you go. He's a mixer, UK mixer. Thanks for that, Ian.
Fantastic. French vanilla from Capella.
Oh, no.
Got 4.8 grams of this.
Oh, dear. Mrs. Hunky Vape has got us on a big TV at the moment. You don't want to look at me on big screen, please.
She's probably got the dogs in her lap too.
You don't really want to see me. You'll be like, oh, scary.
Capella's sweet cream. Let me pull it out of the light.
Ah,
3.6 grams of this.
that looks nice. No, that sweet cream Capella. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be quite good.
Somebody asked me a while back, you know, what my favorite flavors are, and I really don't have so much of a favorite as much as I have. The one that I tend to gravitate towards the most, especially when I'm mixing my own, is Capella. And I haven't figured out yet why, if it's because, number one, I'm more familiar with it because of how much I've done it, or just because it was kind of like, you know, the first thing that you got or bought to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to be a bit of a sour pussy, but my all-day vapes really are a commercial. In the buy Buddha vapes, you know, and I really do like these two flavors. I mean, one's like a yellow mess and one's jammy cake Dodgers or something along them lines. And honestly, but just, you know, like when you're buying all these juices from the shops and you're trying them, you say, oh, fair enough, and then you just get that one that you think, that's good, and you just want to keep vaping and vaping and vaping, and you just chain it and chain it and chain it. And it's like one of them. It was like, in my early days when I was playing about with flavor profiles to see where I was going to go, fruits, bakeries, all that kind of thing. And I stumbled across these two, and my God, I've kind of stuck with them ever since.
Jammy Cake Dodgers, I would love to have a package of them.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous.
It was like just as a kid when I had it there. We were flying to Hungary, and we had a layover in Heathrow Airport. And got some there.
Jammy Cake Dodgers. Oh.
Yeah, we had a layover in Heathrow, and then we had another one in Germany before we took Lufthansa. That was Lufthansa that we took from there to Germany, and then from Germany to Hungary we took the Malayv, which is the Hungarian airline. That was just when I was a wee little snot.
Awesome stuff, man.
Okay, PG, we're looking at 13.
Hoyle was saying Hunky Vape Capella is the foundation of mixing, in my opinion. He's probably right.
Yeah. And then closely followed by the Perfumer's Apprentice, or TPA.
Definitely.
The sheer number of flavors that they have, and the fact that, I don't care how far back you go on the recipes, you're always going to find those ingredients in those recipes.
I think I heard a rumor. I don't know if there's any truth in it. I'm sure Ian might put us right, but I think it's I don't know if it's a company over here or an international company called Chef Liquids or something, or Little Chef or Chef Liquids. I think they are no longer going anymore. They're done.
In the UK, yeah. I never got a chance to order from them. Oh, it was a while back. I looked at a couple of ingredients and stuff, but I'm like, yeah, I don't really need them that bad. I can order twice as many ingredients here, not having to pay the extra shipping costs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll get to it later. Now I'm never going to have an opportunity to order from chefs.
Like I say, they were pretty big for the DIYs over here. They were a big company to get stuff from. Yep, it's Chefs, CHEFS. Yep. UK, and it's now gone.
That's unbelievable. And that tells me something about the industry. I'm like, how long have they been suffering to finally come to the determination that they're getting out of it?
It's obviously, some kind of costs in it. The costs are rising all the time, isn't it? I don't think it was lack of demand, because they were very popular with mixers. I mean, a lot of people went to them, but it's probably just costs.
Speaking of costs, there's a lot of news stories that I've been seeing in my Google feed lately. I mean, the number of companies that are laying people off right now and have been laying people off over the last couple months is staggering. Big corporations laying off hundreds, if not thousands, of employees.
At the moment, in the UK, we are suffering from a lot of industrial action strikes. We've got rail on strike. We've got the nurses are thinking of going on strike. Bus drivers going on strike. Postal services going on strike. Everybody's kind of striking at the moment because of obviously that pay. It's not the rate of inflation and everything. It's the pay is worth nothing. But while I sympathise with them, we're all in the same boat. No matter what industry you work in, we all are not getting pay rises either, and we're all suffering. And it's just gone totally mad. But my thinking behind it is, when we're all in lockdown and COVID and all that was going on, and you're getting all these grants off the government, when they were paying 80% salaries to people who are off work with it, and they were giving grants to small businesses of £10,000 or £15,000, whatever it was, and various other grants. At the end of the day, they're going to want that back. And I think that's what we're going through now. They're taking it back off you. You don't get nothing for nothing off governments like that, money-wise. Very, very, very rarely that happens, if it happens at all. And that's what I think it is. It's payback of COVID. they're raking back all the money they've spent on COVID through one way or the other.
I think that's part of it. But it's also the fact that we're going through a recession. The economists don't like to use that word because if we aren't actually in one, well, guess what happens when you start talking about that?
Yeah,
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, I'm not just saying it's a UK thing. It's obviously a global thing, But, the whole world went through it. And, the whole world had to subsidise, the workers, in whatever way. And they're going to want that back. Like I say, our inflation's through the roof, interest rates are through the roof, and apparently they're raising taxes as well because they're recuperating all that money that was lost with COVID. It's just the repercussions of that. I mean, there is amongst other things, bloody global prices of energies and oils and all that stuff. But I still think it's part of the equation.
The problem with attrition is, and the problem with, the pendulum swinging this way is eventually it is going to come back until it reaches equilibrium and everybody's happy and chugging along without thinking about this way or that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. And to be honest with you, when, I've done a lot in the past of history, researching history and understanding history and whatnot. And there's a very similar trend of a lot of things right now between 1900 and 2000, and the things that have happened since 2000 and the things that happened in 1900 leading up to the Great Depression. And there's so many similar things being repeated right now.
Well, it is. It's a case of history repeating itself in any way, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It does, and you would think people would learn from history.
Oh, Kylie was saying the UK is now officially in recession. That he heard the day. Well, I kind of agree. We probably are, but like you say, the governments don't like to use that word, do they? It's a cost of living crisis. You know what I mean? That's what they're calling it, but it's not. It's recession, isn't it? When you think about it, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well,
but like I say,
we'll see what happens.
We never learn from it. That's the problem. Never learn.
I saw
from it.
Jay Hayes is back to doing live streams or something. I caught something over the weekend that he was doing with Inside the Mines or something.
All right.
And he was asking a question about, what causes inflation to go on. What stimulates inflation? And I'm like, you can't simplify that down into one thing. There's so many different things that go into that.
There's too many factors with that, man.
But
it's a world thing as well. It's not just your country. It's a global thing.
We live in a global economy now. And then the similarities between 1900 and now is you had the Industrial Revolution come to full force there, and manufacturing has took over the place, and a lot of automations come into play and displaced a whole crap load of workers that all had to go find new jobs and new careers and new opportunities. Well, we're going through the technological revolution right now where computers pretty much replaced everybody's workforce. From customer service to inventory management to even packaging and shipping. I'm surprised Amazon hasn't robotically replaced all of their employees.
Well, the
full automation.
The big factories are pretty much automated anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the main distribution centers are.
Yeah. See, with most production assembly now, manufacturing, it's all automated. Your car plants, everything. They've got robots and everything doing it all now, and
IT is the same way. You have your code people out there that write the codes and write the software and stuff, but that doesn't get put live until it's run through an automation checker to verify that there's no vulnerabilities in it, that there's no loops, there's no memory leaks, and all kinds of other stuff. Everything is controlled by automation nowadays. And all the people are left to do is service jobs.
Yeah.
But the problem with service jobs is the economy of scales doesn't let you have a service job for somebody that also has a service job because they can't afford the luxury items of service jobs.
And do the same engineering, this is the software for like the CNC machineries just come such a long way. I mean, when you're on when you work on a manual machine, you had to work out angles and thread depths and trigonometry and all this stuff, the machines.
It's all programmed now.
It's all done in the program.
They take the CAD drawing, they dump it onto the machine, and the machine literally does the
All you've got to put in the
processing.
machine now is 2 known values, which will be on your drawing. Put them in, bump, it doesn't fire. You don't have to think about it anymore. Just
Yeah, all you got to do is teach the machine where the piece is, the raw material is in the thing, what the diameters are existing on that machine, and it'll get it to the final product.
Exactly. It's all, like I say, a skill. I mean, don't get us wrong, it is still a skilled job in a sense, but there's a lot of, thought, thinking gone out of it, The machine is
So
doing
your
it
killer
all.
custards ready to go.
Just Terminator keeps coming to my head for some reason. Will we end up like that? You never know. Computers ruling the world, but practically do anyway.
Buddy. There's only so much you have any control of in society nowadays. So last week we had a conversation about Twitter, about how, Elon Musk is fixing a bunch of stuff, right? Well, what I went on today to like a couple things, and once again, that same bug is back. You go to heart something, it had 4 likes before. I heart it goes down to 3.
Wow.
I'm like, you son of a...
Sorry, Ian Thomas has just put another one of his magic comments in there. He's got trigonometry, the art of firing a gun. He's belter for stuff like that. Like, honestly, absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
When I used to do like a live show on my own, I mean, I had a dabble in doing lives, and I've done a live on my own. It was like late at night and all that, and I used to do these memes. It was like of the reconnaissance art thing, the old pick paintings and all that, and I used to tell people to put a phrase what they thought this art, this picture was saying, or that person was saying to another person, and he used to come out with some absolute corkers. Ooh.
Despite the wife being home this morning, I did have a chance to rewick and recoil all these lovely things.
The preparation.
I'm getting so much faster now. And the thing is, I ran out of shoelace, so I literally had to cut a strip of Muji, toss that in there.
No wrong with Muji. Nothing wrong with a bit of Muji.
New atomizer, yes. What's the resistance on this? 0.4 ohms, 65 watts, way too much.
Ooh, wow.
Try 35.
Mm-hmm.
Go from there.
I had to change the coil in my X-Lim, mate. I've got a new coil in.
After how many thousand puffs?
Oh, hang on. 9,444-ish. This one's
Dude,
been in
when I
about-
first got into vaping and stuff, there were coil changes every 3 days. 5 days I was happy.
I would probably say give or take, maybe take 400 off, because I've had this in a day and a half-ish now. I've got the 08 coil in now, the 0.08. 0.8, sorry, not 0.0, Jesus. 0.8. 17.5 watts, and it's absolutely marvelous.
Tastes like a banana runt. The banana could be stronger, but then again, if I would leave this sit for another week, that banana might come to the surface where it belongs, like it does with the banana marshmallow custard tart.
Yeah.
But the flavor on the mouth is like that white candy filling that's on the inside of the banana runt. Only that outer yellow portion gives you the banana flavor.
Yeah.
And usually when you like put one of those in your mouth, you get the banana sensation first, and then after it's been melting in your mouth, or you chew it a little bit, do you get the flavor that you get out of this? And that center portion of a banana runt is identical in this.
At the moment, it's kind of like reversed. You're getting the center flavor first, and the banana sitting there.
The
like,
banana's there, but it's just a little subdued.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, banana's one of those flavors. When you first put it in, it's really potent and really strong, and it disappears for a while, and then it comes back up. And when it comes back up, and in the recipes that I mixed it in, it's been bang on. That curve is pretty consistent with the banana.
Cool. Awesome.
Wow. Flavrz did it, man. He nailed it when he came to throwing this recipe together.
Another good one, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of, you know, candy banana runts.
Yeah.
Just a single note, whatever, but there's people out there looking for it. Somebody asked for it. That's why we came up with this recipe, and it's bang on.
Good stuff, man.
Love it.
Good stuff. I think that's one of the good things, you know, when a recipe comes together and you don't really have to mess about with it. It's just there. You know what I mean? Awesome.
Which brings me up to the fact I need to mix up a batch of this banana marshmallow custard tart. Man, this thing, I just can't believe once it's been sitting here for a while and it fully matures.
Really
Holy.
Good. Good.
I didn't spell banana right, did I? No. I know I mixed this.
Yes, Lance, we know the big match is on very soon in the World Cup. The UK crunch match, England versus Wales, is kicking off this evening. For all you that don't know, but if you don't, where have you been?
Listen, I watched the football game, United States versus England.
You're our bloody bogey team, you. We've never ever beat you in a World Cup competition. Never beaten you.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, and I had to watch it listening to it in Spanish. I installed Peacock on my phone because we have the cable internet from Comcast, who is NBC Universal. You know, there's only 6 companies that own all the media in the entire United States. 6 corporations. You got Sony, you got NBC Universal, Comcast, all that umbrella stuff. You got Disney. The point being, Fox was the only channel allowed to air it in English in this country.
Really?
And I wasn't going to subscribe to Fox Sports just to watch one football game.
No.
So I downloaded Peacock and I watched the football game, listening to it all in Spanish. However, I did pick up a couple new words in my Spanish vocabulary.
We were absolutely awful. I'll say that we were terrible at that game. He got quite a bit of stick for it actually over in the UK. Like, why did he put this player on, that player on? I mean, we've got that little Foden player. He's a cracking player. He's a top player for Man City. Never used him.
Yeah, and there were a couple names that played the whole game, and that's all the names that you heard had the ball the whole time. My memory wasn't so crap. I'd tell you what it was.
I'm just looking at Kyle's comment and he says, England will win, but where's Scotland? Oh, wait, that's right, we suck.
Bloody hell.
It would have been the ideal scenario, right? But we could have fixed it, right? Like, England won the first game, right? If they'd beat the US, we would have been through with a game to spare. So basically, we could have let Wales win to get them to qualify, and then not both of us were. That's the way I was thinking about it, like. What side is it on, like? I'm just out of curiosity. Yeah. I'm just I've got the button handy, like, so. Yep, there we go. It's on in the background. It's on in the background.
Here's your recipe, mate.
You're a legend, sir. You're a legend.
I don't know why I didn't have it saved, and I must not have adapted it since it was one of the first recipes I mixed up.
I'll tell you what I used to like. as sweets, but I would imagine you would be able to replicate it in a vape liquid, obviously, because you can pretty much do anything with a vape mixing liquid. But I used to like blackcurrant and licorice and chocolate limes. Oh,
Blackcurrant and licorice is 2 flavors I do not have.
yeah, but they were sweet. You got like a blackcurrant candy, obviously, because they were candy sweet with a soft licorice center.
Mm-hmm.
And the chocolate limes were a nice, they were like almost a sour lime, almost sour casing with chocolate center. And the 2 flavors just mixed tremendously. I was just wondering, anybody could ever do a juice like that? That'd be brilliant.
Michael Redfern, hello and welcome.
Oh, hello, Michael.
Alrighty. Let me pull these flavors out. Banana.
Oh, yes. We are mixing another one.
Dragon fruit's a big one. This is your banana marshmallow custard tart.
Wow.
Graham cracker. Smooth bugger.
Super sweet.
Graham cracker. Marshmallow custard's a big one. Smooth.
There's nothing this man hasn't got, to be honest with you.
These are all flavors ingredients. I wouldn't have these if Darren wouldn't have sent them over to me.
Yeah, Flavrz does watch this on catch up. Mine are still in customs, apparently. I don't know why, what, where, or what. I think they're just deciding whether they should be paying any kind of import tax. I don't know. Parcel Post sent us an email address to send the people an email. I've sent 2 emails. I've had no replies yet, so I'm still waiting. Nobody's fault, just our lot.
Did he send you a list of what he sent you flavor-wise?
I'm too busy sorting out the actual package. I mean, I haven't gotten no lists.
But when he first told you that he was sending you the package, did he give you a list of what flavors he sent you?
I believe he did. There was quite a lot. I can remember.
I thought I saw something like that. I'm going to have to dig through my emails. He also sent something last week that I haven't had a chance to reply to him on. My apologies. It's just been one of those crazy weeks lately. I will get the email back to you today and reply to your question.
I think he was going to email you a recipe or something to do with a recipe, if I remember correctly. Sure he was. Well, he's a top boy. He's a top boy. Michael Redfern, who makes them flavors? Well, it's Flavrz. That's basically the art.
This is all his.
It's all Flavrz. He's based in Australia. And he sometimes pops in if he's up early enough, because obviously the time zones are way, way different.
He has both flavors and one-shots, which, by the way, I do need to clarify and get people to understand something. When you buy a flavor, it can be used as a one-shot.
Yeah.
The first thing you do as a new DIY mixer is learn your flavors. When you get a new flavor that you don't know anything about, mix one up at 1%, mix one up at 5%, taste them, try them, wait a couple days, taste them and try them again to learn the flavor. It's like learning a language. Once you learn the flavor, you could literally make a one-shot that's cream to mint. Like not an Andy's mint, like what are those mints that we get in the theater? Little round chocolate thing filled with peppermint on the inside.
That's right, yeah, like a peppermint cream type of thing.
The difference between a one-shot and a flavor is when they sell them, most of the time, strawberry jam toast, how are you going to mix that with something else? Are you going to put an apple pie on a strawberry jam toast?
Whatever,
one shots are usually a complex blending of flavors that aren't good to be mixed as a separate recipe ingredient. Creme de menthe is like an example of a single type of flavor that you would use to add to something else. Like you can make a creme de menthe ice cream.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Or you could use creme de menthe on top of a coconut pie. You can get complex with it.
William Dobson is in the house. Welcome, William.
All right, so we got the banana, we got the dragon fruit. Now we're going to go with graham cracker. And that's 6 grams.
Ooh. That's a nice colour juice, isn't it? Nice colour.
Mm-hmm. And it tastes fantastic too, let me tell you. Crumbled graham cracker with some butter and sugar in it.
Oh,
That's what this flavor breaks down to as an individual.
Sounds good.
Just like a graham cracker crust.
Oh, it sounds good.
And then the primary ingredient in this recipe is marshmallow custard.
Oh, yes. Damn.
We have 16.8 grams of this going in there.
Oh, get it in there. William Dobson has just commented there about chef's flavors shutting their doors. Yeah, no, we've just spoke about them, matey. It's sad to see them go up.
This is what happens when I don't pay attention.
Yeah. You just do
It's supposed
what
to be
you
16.8, not 17 and a half.
Oh, well, you know. No wrong with a bit more.
Yeah. Good reason to put some smooth in.
Yeah.
This will blend and smooth out those notes at the high percentages. So we only need 0.84 grams of this, and I need to be pretty precise about that.
That's the one you got to get right, yeah? It's brilliant, that one. Good stuff.
Because it's ultra concentrated, that's why.
All right. Beer as well, isn't it?
Close enough. Super sweet, 0.5%.
Only half. Oh.
0.6. That's what a lot of the DIYers go with. I've been typically putting 1% in my recipes. I like things sweeter.
Mm.
There's 0.5%. And if you choose that it's not sweet enough, well, guess what? You can take your own super sweet, add another 0.6 to it, and bump it up to 1%.
You can just hide the one in for me. I just need to skin up my nose, but I'll probably still enjoy it.
This recipe, because of the marshmallow custard that's in here, marshmallow is a sweet flavor already, and the custard is already sweet.
Yes.
This is basically to compensate for there not being very much sweetener in banana or dragon fruit. And graham custard isn't really a sweet flavor to begin with. It's more of a buttery flavor. So anyway, that's the crux of it right there. Now for your secret sauce, 3.73. Give this a nice stir. And we're already going to be not quite 70-30. It's more like a 68% because of how much VG flavorings and stuff in here. I mean PG flavorings, which is actually a good thing because PG is what carries all the flavors on the palate. So we're looking at 100 in 1 grams of VG.
Sorry, I was just messaging the caller there to say that I'm rather busy at the moment. Oh, what's that one?
There you go, mate.
You're a star. Absolute ledge.
And that's what she looks like, raw and unmixed.
Yeah.
See the striations in there with the VG and the PG mixing?
Oh, animals.
Done.
I can't wait for this. I gotta ring Santa Claus if he does any pre-Christmas deliveries.
My wife's getting a pre-Christmas delivery today.
Oh.
She does her crafting, right? You know,
Yeah.
and Cricut is the cutter that she has that she uses for it. And she's got, last year before, got her a MacBook that she can use because the software works better on Mac than it does on Windows.
Really?
So she uses that, but the thing's old. So she's looking to get herself a tablet, an Apple tablet. Well, the cell phone company had a special going on. If you transfer a new number in, my daughter's cell phone was with her mother. Well, we got her a new phone, transferred her number in. My wife gets to have this tablet for $7 a month.
That's all right, isn't it?
Fantastic.
No brainer, right?
Kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
Awesome.
So this is what it looks like today.
Uh-huh.
This is what it looks like after 12 weeks.
Oh, can't wait.
So it's kind of like Vic's recipes. You kind of have to wait.
Yeah.
But with all these other ones you got going on, I don't think it's going to be an issue. You can crack one of them open and start on it. It's just going to keep getting better until the bottle's empty. And then the time you get to the next bottle, they're just going to keep getting better. It's like fine wine.
No. William, I had the hog out last week. This is not the hog. I know you've seen a bit of cloud, but this is the what's this? What have I got on here again? I can't remember what I've got. What the hell do they call this again? Oh God! What? Hang on a minute. I'll check my head. I think this is the Blaze. I've got the Blaze RT on top of the J Class 2. That's what it is, bud. Oh, this thing's a bit of a nuisance, but there you go. Well.
I thought you were having a conversation with the audience. I put it all on you, buddy.
No, sorry, I was. It says my phone's decided to go ballistic when I'm. You know, I tell people, I say, try not to wear, you know, but yeah. Hang on a minute. It is the person who I actually got that mod off. He was just asking if it arrived, so I'm just going to give him confirmation. But yeah, love it. Hang on a minute. There you go. Yeah.
There's your label.
Yo, you spoiled me, you like.
Listen, I got to compensate you somehow. All the time and energy you dedicate to this. You went out and bought all those fancy lights. So you get a nice blue background and you're...
You know, it's something that needed doing anyway, man. You know what I mean?
Listen, we all need some little inspiration and motivation sometimes. You know, just the little things is all it takes to get us to do things that we are supposed to do anyway. We planned on doing them anyway, but we never get around to it.
We do and do.
So the fact that you've got somebody else out there that is not even so much encouraging you, but just the fact that you're having that interaction is all it takes sometimes to go, you know what, I'm actually going to go and do this like I said I was going to, or I planned on doing.
It's probably the kick up the backside I needed.
We all need that from time to time. And I mean, let's be honest about it.
True enough.
That's like, I wanted to get the Christmas decorations done in here and stuff, but with my daughter being here this past weekend, she was like, hey, I'll give you a hand with that. Fantastic. Let me chuck aside all the other things I was going to be doing today that I wouldn't have gotten to do this. And because of her, I got it all accomplished. Another project. How many trees or how many lights do you have, Christmas lights, that are still the old style incandescent type bulbs?
Lots.
Our tree is one of those pre-lit trees that came with those type of bulbs. And my wife had it set up on top of the dog cage in the living room, and she would literally redecorate it based on the next holiday. So, I mean, besides Christmas, there was Easter, 4th of July, Valentine's Day. I mean, the tree was up all year round and had it decorated for different holidays. The next holiday was coming up, it got decorated for, which was fantastic. The thing was lit all year long.
Really?
It finally got to the point where the bottom half of the tree wouldn't light.
That's weird.
So my daughter and I are like, okay, you know what? We'll chase down the bulbs that are burned out and fix it and get everything lit. We went upstairs in the attic, pulled down the spare light bulbs we had. We had like 4 or 5 packs of 10 spare light bulbs each. We pulled the light bulbs out, tested them on the top, substitution, figuring out which one's bad, changing the bulb in the socket, putting the socket back in, going to the next one. We ran out of light bulbs.
I don't envy you that because I hate doing
50
that.
lights were dead because what happened with this thing was in the bottom, as they burn out, they kept flowing the electricity through. There's supposed to be fuses inside these things. When they get over amperage, they literally blow completely, and then the inside, it looks like, mercury filling. There was half a dozen of those lights that had that mercury coating on the inside of the bulb. We thought those were the only ones that were burned out.
Obviously not.
It caused a cascade failure. And there's the delivery for today.
But the ones I have, when a bulb goes, it will knock them all out. So you've got to find out which bulb in that row is gone to bring them all back on again. It is a pain in the arse.
Yeah, we thought it was just a matter of chasing down whatever the bad one is. And I even have a tester here, but the battery was dead in it and it started to leak out. You can see on the back there. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll just manually do substitution and we'll get to it, right? How many light bulbs are on this thing? 100, 150 maybe?
We've got time to kill. Why not?
Needless to say, my daughter and I spent multiple hours doing this and an order to Amazon to order 400 more spare bulbs.
Oh, lordy do.
Because we didn't get them all, obviously, because the bottom still isn't lit.
If you ordered 400 bulbs, you just make your own.
We went through it all. We were 12 short.
Wow.
We went the substitution route, and we were literally 12 bulbs short of getting the tree 100%. Literally 100%, because all the bulbs on the bottom half were all brand new.
Wow. Jesus, rather you than me.
But you know what? It's a nice memory building experience with my daughter, something she'll appreciate when she gets later on in life and has kids of her own, and the tree goes out, and it's like, I did this with my dad. Let's sit down and figure out which one's bad.
No, I think the conversation will be, I remember my dad made us go through all the light bulbs on this tree house.
Want no parts of it. Throw it in the bin and let's go get a new one.
Yeah.
Everything's made to be disposable nowadays anyway.
Oh, it is.
Drives me insane.
My dad wanted me to spend quality time together, so we played with Christmas tree bulbs.
My dad would have just done it on his own.
Possibly. I would have probably myself, and then I would probably just give up and just in a rage just threw them in the bin.
The only time he would have gotten called is, hey, I need you to go get me a pair of pliers out of the garage.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Happy days, man. But good. It's all about making memories, mate. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we only got 2 years left, and she's going to be grown and gone just like my sons are.
Wow. Grew up too fast, but time goes by too quick, man.
That
Really
it does.
Absolutely.
Very, very
fast.
quickly. All right, so let's get to our coil art.
There we
D
go.
Pro 133 premium kit. Put the scale away.
It's very purple.
That it is. And the thing is, you know, a lot of these times the one they put on the package isn't the actual color of the device. Well, in this particular case, it is the color of the device. That is a gorgeous purple.
Pretty light. It's quite a small button. All it looks nice and comfy.
Parallel box mod. Just like last week.
$86.50 and all. Yeah,
well, the one thing about these ones, I didn't pay attention to it when I put this in. I just put the 18650s in.
You get 21 700s in it, Bonnie lads. You get 21 700s in it. Power.
No. 21700 does not fit in.
It doesn't.
That is surprising. That is shocking.
No way.
So it's
That's
a
it.
2700.
27 of it. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
No?
Hang on. We'll have to test this theory. What do you think? Don't think I've got any 20s either, to be honest with you. I think mine are all 21s. I'm very surprised at that. Like, no 21 700 in this. Oh, that's what I was looking forward to. God damn. That's so annoying. Yeah, you're right. Bummer.
Where is it? I believe my candy cane is what we used last week.
And again, I used to have some 2700 once upon a time. I don't know where they are now. I think they're gone. Such a long time ago I bought them. That's a shame.
I do not have 2700s.
I used to have 4 iJoy ones. But I think they've done that test of time, I'm afraid.
You know what? You're right. You are absolutely right. iJoy. Where would they be? Where would I have put them in?
I used to have that thing. I say mine were 20s, but I think they died a death.
Where is my Vandy Vape Squonk mod?
2700s, man. Where the hell is that? No, I'm sure mine went the journey. Them iJoys, yeah, that's what I used to have. I think I had them originally for me Hog 4. I'm sure I had 4 of them for the Hog 4, and then obviously they got well used, didn't they? 2700s, that's the ones.
2700 barely fits in.
I'll have to order
That's
some.
what they are.
I'll have to
order a set.
Yeah.
I'll have to order a set.
Fogstar's probably the place to go here in the UK. They do.
I don't even remember what device that came with. That came with one of the devices I bought.
I don't know.
But putting it in a parallel, unregulated device like this, it definitely need to be matched batteries. You don't want to put in here two that haven't been married their whole life.
Oh no, they're definitely matched. I think that's why I had the 4. I'm sure I had them in my Hog 4 when I first got it.
I love that candy cane.
Oh, you're a fan of it, aren't you?
I still haven't nicked it up. What's the point? The flavor is so fantastic. It's great to have it as a flavor when I turn to after, you know. Where's my disposable ones that I got? This thing has salt nick in it, which is what that marketplace was. And it's only a 24. But you get some of these disposables. These are all 50s. So before you know it, all of a sudden you start feeling that nick, and it's like, oh, I need to back off of it for a little bit. But when you still feel like vaping, well, guess what? Is zero nick is perfect.
William Dobson, the mod is a Wismec Exotic NC. It has got the switch, like you've just mentioned, where you can switch to series depending on your build.
Series or parallel?
And it is still available because I'm just getting mine for 35 quid. Hey, hey!
This one, however, is in parallel, and there's no switch to switch it.
Nope, that'll be parallel.
There is 5 clicks to turn it on.
That's pretty much it, isn't it, really, with a minute? Nothing much else.
And that's all the options you get.
It's just battery indicator lights, aren't there?
Yes.
Much. Back to
This
basic.
one has no battery indicator light. A switch on the top to go from parallel to series. You've got a dial on the front to adjust your output. And that's it.
That's all you need.
What's your resin look like? They're all custom. They're all different.
Oh, mine's gorgeous. It's got a shimmer to it, man.
Did you open it up yet?
Yeah, just look at the shimmer on that.
Ooh,
That's
green.
It's just got a
That is
lovely
gorgeous.
shimmer. It's just got a nice shimmer there. You see, it's mint. Really nice. Look at that side, man. It's even better. Awesome, man. Can't wait to give it a bash. Really smart.
Hey, let me ask you guys that are watching this right now, is Kenny much louder than I am?
I'm just loud anyway.
No, because last week you had your microphone turned down for a little bit, and I had a gain put on your voice. I don't think you need 4 decibels today.
I just dropped it down. I just dropped it back down to where it was. I tried, because like as soon as you said it was quiet, I tried just giving it a bit of boost, but it's back down to normal where it was.
All right, let me drop you just a hair.
It's just, I mean, it's about arm's length away from us, roughly.
Okay, you're good. I just cut you back 2 decibels. You were up at 5 boosted. You don't need the extra 5. You're going to be peaking.
I'm just a noisy bugger.
DP Pro 133 is a dual battery in parallel mod. That's the first time I've ever seen an actual instruction card like that.
Wow.
And it tells you on the back, press 5 times the fire button to close the DP Pro 133 when you don't use it and before you put it in your pocket or bag. Very smart advice there.
Sorry, Lance. Lance is asking where I got it from. Just bear with us, mate. Oh, sharp.
Beautiful. 2 batteries in there, and we get ourselves our own little dripper.
Just carry on a minute while I try and fit this fella.
Matchy stand.
Oh, where's he gone, man?
There's the build deck.
Sorry, where am I going?
Gold plated. I doubt that that's brass.
I got it from a guy who he's got like an online shoppy thing, and I found him on Gumtree. He's called Kevin. What the hell is his proper name? I can't find his proper name at the minute. I know he's Kevin because we've done emails. And his sound, you know, he's come through, you know, he's delivered, so I can't grumble with it. Where we going? I can't find his ad at the minute. You try searching Gumtree UK. He's called Kevin something. He had it on made for 35 notes. He sells quite a bit of vaping gear actually. So if you do a search with that, Lance, you might find him. Now it is. I might just do it. Give it a shake, guys.
There we go. Prep that coil.
Back. I'm back.
I almost stayed on camera.
Well.
How deep are these wells? I didn't bother checking that. Of course.
Mm-hmm. Hello, what am I looking for you? Nice spangy deck on it, like, isn't it?
I love it. This is the best thing I ever bought. WIHA is the brand name.
Oh, I could do with some of
Came
them.
as a set. And these are the only two sizes I need for 99% of the vape stuff out there. 1.53, I'm sorry, 1.5 and 1.3 millimeters.
That's what I could do with a decent set of them, like, because mine are hopeless. I've got tons of Torx key ones. I mean, it's like the Star keys, 100 of them, because I used to have them all off engineering, but the Allen keys ones just kind of got worn out because we just used time and time again, you know what I mean?
That's why I love doing things on camera now. I can literally see down the well to see if the grub screw's far enough out.
The old eyesight, man, as you get old, I'm telling you.
Ain't that the truth, brother?
God done it. I think that's half my problem now. I can't see what I'm bloody doing anymore. Years of squinting at stuff.
And that is, with this tool, it is perfect to be able to sit here and set this up. Cut it right to the deck height, tighten this screw down.
Building is always a bit of a pain when you're doing it live, you know what I mean? But, you know,
And
once
it
you get...
literally is aimed downward at the bottom half of the coils. That is beautiful.
Looking good, mate. Looking good. Well, England are warming up like there, guys, for all you fans that's sitting out there waiting for the kickoff.
Time's the match start? 10 minutes.
Pretty soon. I'm not 100% sure on the time, but I know it's pretty soon.
Would I tighten that up around that coil? I think that's going to be beautiful. See what these things ohm out at.
Hallelujah, man.
.10.
Wow. How low can you go?
Well, let's run these at dual parallel. It's going to be 4.2 volts.
Mm-hmm.
This one coil is not firing hardly at all. And I can see why.
There's always one.
That grub screw is not clamping this lead. To pull the lead out just a hair, tighten her down. See how it's pushing it right out of the thing?
Wow.
As I tighten it up, it's literally pushing it out. Now, 0.15. That's much better.
That looks more doable. Looking good, looking good. Going through the rainbow of color, the rainbow of colors, as they say. Rainbow of fruit flavors.
This one coil is still not. Let me strum this little babe boy. Little bugger.
You just hate it when that happens, though, don't you? One comes in nearby, the other one just doesn't. Ugh.
Now we're at 0.17.
Whoa. It's good. It's not too bad, is it? 0.17?
Yeah, well, if this coil would want to fire up.
I mean, I'm not one for being a show off, like, but I've just done my build on here. It's done. All burned in, ready to go.
Fantastic.
Oh, what the hell? You put temptation my way, mate. You wiggle, you know, you put it on show and all that sort of one. You know how it is. To hell with it. We'll go for it.
These coils are not equal. That's the only thing I can come up with. Let me pull this out. Check the lead length. Reseat this sucker in here.
Hmm. There's a bit of an odd one in it.
Uh-huh.
Not good,
See the lead length?
contact, perhaps? Ooh, a bit too much there. Take that down a bit. That looks better.
Or she really dropped in there now.
Holy moly. I'm not seated right now. Sorry, I'm a bit quiet, folks. I'm doing a bit of stuff myself.
Look how it's bracing that coil out as I tighten this up.
Wow, it's pulling like hell, isn't it? Yeah, I'll do a little bit of that.
Well, there's a little ceramic piece in there.
Yeah, you're positive and you're negative.
A little piece of my tweezers are now in there.
Oh well. Bit more insulation, I suppose.
But she glows beautiful now.
Yeah. Spot on.
Are you up to wicking now?
Yeah, nearly done. But then again, I'm not on camera, so it's a piece of cake. There's no pressure, you see.
Pressure is a state of mind.
Oh God, but it's still so much easier when you're not on camera.
She's prepped.
You're wicked
Looks
up
like
now,
two
yeah?
pieces of Muji.
Looks good.
They gave you Muji. I'm gonna use the Muji.
Why not? There's no wrong with Muji. I tell you, man, Muji is good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll put on this bad boy. Yeah, we'll do with that one.
No, for those people that used to smoke out there and roll your own, vaping's not that much different with Muji pads.
No, it's no wrong with Muji, man. Oh, look. One is almost done. Whee! Wow. Smell is amazing.
A little looser than I'd like, but at this point, I'm not going to fuss with it.
There you go, that's it. Oh, that's very airy. Oh, wow. Oh, my.
She's
Holy
short
fuck.
on the deck.
Holy mother of God.
What are you
This is a
thinking?
It's a chucker.
That she is.
Jesus. If you don't see me for the next 30 seconds, you know why. Oh, yeah.
These are dropped right on the deck, essentially. There isn't very much room.
I am going to get wrong for smogging the room up with this.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There is with the wipe.
Might as well use the banana marshmallow custard tart on this.
Oh, see, now you know he's tormenting my soul with that, you bugger. Oh, this RD is not too bad, actually. Very airy. Fuck. Wow. The power amount, to be quite honest with you, must be on note here.
Talk about power.
Wonder what your max is on this. Yeah.
That's why you purge.
I found the power. Jesus.
I blew the juice right out of the air hole.
Better. I found the power.
Wow. Oh, as that banana come right through. Where is my...
Everything seems to be okay, bud. Ooh.
See if
That's
the overlay's working. No, of course not. Need to change that.
That's bean. Jesus, that has got some kick.
There, she's working. Hunky Vape said that your audio was fine. I shouldn't have messed with it.
Oh well.
Ian Thomas, dinner time. Take care.
I take
Thanks
care,
for
buddy.
stopping by, buddy. Michael Redfern also went back to work.
Thank you for popping in, boys. Holy mother.
Wow. That is beautiful flavor.
Good, yeah. Mother.
Rip Trippers, when he did a review for this thing, said that you got to be finicky about this thing. If you like taking your cap off and painting your wicks, you're going to be happy with it. But if you're a sloppy dripper, or you don't pay attention to how much you're dripping or how often you're dripping, this probably isn't the device for you. And when I first did that purge, I see what he meant by it. It's easy to over drip this, but then again, it's easy to over drip a lot of drippers that are out there. There aren't too many of them that are very forgiving when it comes to the well. Beautiful banana flavor. I'm getting the marshmallow out of it. It's kind of throaty, but once these coils break in a little bit, I think it's going to improve. How's your experience?
Oh. Tremendous. Did you know that this has got dual airflow?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that RD has got dual airflow?
On both sides.
No. On the top as well.
You can adjust the top.
There, look, you've got an Ultim there. Can you see that when you turn it?
Yeah.
There's a gap there. When you turn that, it comes over the top of the airflow on the coil. I don't know if you can see that. It comes over the top of the airflow on the coil. It nips that up a bit. It covers it with that. So you've got like dual airflow. You take your top cap off, you'll see if you've got yours handy. So you've got the Ultim.
I do.
You see the Ultimate? When you turn it, it covers the top. If you look down where your coils are, you've got where your air comes in either side, and this kind of closes it up a bit.
If you flip the cap, then it covers the airflow and you can adjust it as top airflow.
Yeah.
But you can't have both. Because when you put the airflow on with the hole on the bottom, that top portion of Ultim doesn't do anything.
It does restrict it a bit, because I've just been turning it and trying it. It does give a little bit of restriction there, but obviously not all. But
There's
like
no
I say,
hole on the top for it.
You've got like
The only hole is on the bottom.
it's like a sidey airflow in it, the top bit. Where your coils, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
see
right.
this?
Yeah, it's a sidey airflow, right?
That lines up with the airflow opening on the bottom.
Yeah, then you flip it over and this is the top airflow in it. I'm with you. I've got it now. I've got it. I was wondering, I was sitting turning, I'm going, okay, right.
It gives you the option of having it as a top airflow.
Yeah. I've got it, wait, it's more side, isn't it? I've got it there. I prefer bottom. Bottom for me is the way to go with these, like.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you can take that off and you can, paint your coils. So this one's good for that as well. I'm actually quite impressed with it for what it is. Like, absolutely delicious. Flavor's pretty good of it.
With bottom airflow. Top airflow would be if you didn't build it proper and it was too hot. You could flip this cap, use the airflow control over here to cool it off some and give you a diluted.
You could probably set your coils higher for it as well, so it hits them on the side type of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, I probably prefer the bottom there. Like I said, I've tried the top. The bottom is the way to go for me with that. Like, ooh, very nice.
Yes, William Dobson asked, have we done a banana custard? Yes, today we did the banana marshmallow custard tart.
You did.
Just mix that up for Kenny.
And it was bloody lovely. According to Hunky, mind. I've never actually had that pleasure yet. But Alex thinks it's damn good. So
He
there
said
you go.
with a vanilla custard instead of marshmallow custard.
Possibly.
We could mix something up like that. Unregulated mod. This is definitely for the advanced vapor because you need to make sure your coil matches the batteries that you have out there so that you fall in the amperage within the safety range of your batteries that you're using inside the device.
Ohm's law, boys and girls. Ohm's law.
This is where Ohm's law comes in. These batteries can handle 35.8 amps.
Jeez, the best
And
stuff.
because they are parallel, you can do up to 75 amps. 70 amps. 71.6 to be precise is the limit of these batteries.
Damn.
So based on your build stream and Ohm's law, you can calculate how many amps you're going to be drawing through your batteries, just to be on the safe side of things.
Devil.
But that is delicious. Fantastic, delicious. Advertisements. It's that time of year.
What can I say?
After the show, I'm definitely going to have to wake up my arbiters. I got 4 of them here clear, and arbiter 2 that's clear. Need some wick. And I'm going to enjoy this banana marshmallow custard tart.
Damn.
But I really like this D-Pro coil art.
Lucky man. That's all I'm going to say.
Could use a little more sweetener, I think.
Yeah. That 1% you like.
There is a sweetness there. And I get that off of the banana and the marshmallow and the custard. But that custard, I think, would wake up with a little bit more sweetener. Fantastic.
All good. I like it. I like it. Oh, dear.
Set those off to the side. It's time for us to discover the Vupu V-Mate.
Can't say I've seen that one either. V-Mate by
This one, ooh, I thought it came with an actual plastic case to store it in. But it's just the box. Look at the quality of that box, though, compared to some of these other ones.
Nice, isn't
Like
it?
even coil art. Look at the texture on this box.
Have you noticed, like you see with the older mods, there's hardly any URLs or anything like that on. They just, they just put the mark on and that was it.
Underneath the UPC code is a URL for this VMate.
But it's like one, isn't it? Not like some of them are splattered all out, aren't they?
Yeah. but it's not plastered all over the side like the other ones. They
Yeah.
do have QR codes on the side,
Yeah.
which, you know, you got to have a phone to actually read it. It doesn't mean doodly-doo to us right now. You literally have to have a phone, and you have to pause the video to catch it. And why YouTube is cracking down on such ridiculous things is beyond me. It makes no sense whatsoever.
It's just part of the nitpicking, man, isn't it?
I suppose that for the younger generations, it's second nature for them to be able to do stuff like that. I would never think, if I saw a QR code on a video, to backtrack the video, stop it so I could have my phone, take a picture of the QR code so I can go follow that link to something else. I would just Google it.
Definitely.
If I saw coil art, I'm like, oh, let me coil art. Let me Google it.
Yeah.
The URL in the video is useless to me. It means nothing. But they obviously think
it's
different.
a younger generation thing, isn't it? Not like us old schools. We'll go and search for it.
When I see the name, the brand, and the name, that's what I Google. I wouldn't even bother typing in a URL if it was visible.
Nah.
It's quicker to Google it. Because if you misspelled it or mistyped it, Google
So
would
cool.
give you the actual result you're looking for.
Yeah. Without a doubt. It's a strange one. A bloody strange one. But that's YouTube for you at this moment in time, you know what I mean?
Voopoo V-Mate.
Plenty in there, like, you know. There's instruction manuals and all that stuff.
Look at that. I love that finish on there.
Oh, that's quite
It's like a
spang-
nickel finish.
That's really spangly.
Button.
For a minute
Button
there,
here.
I thought that side. For a minute, I thought
Air-fed.
that side.
Air-fed 510 pin.
FN, no, that's cool.
Charge port on the front. How do I pull the battery caps off? It goes in the side. Fingernail to reveal battery.
Gotta be a little slot somewhere there, you can.
Now this would be an awesome one to be able to buy different panels for.
Yeah.
Look how small they are.
I thought it was bloody rainbow there for a minute. I was going to say, no.
It's just a mod. The V-Mate mod. That's why I had to pull out the Geek Vape so I'd have something to put on it.
Ah.
Positive and negative posts are poorly marked. See, the kind of simple stuff like that is completely unacceptable nowadays.
It's,
There it is right there. Positive, negative.
it's something I've never done with the older stuff, though, is it? You know what I mean? It's only been a recent thing, really.
There it is. Positive and negative. That's the reason why vape reviewers existed.
Yeah.
Was to keep the companies improving their stuff and tell them what is missing and what is wrong with their stuff.
William Dobson said when it was a kit form, it originally came with the U4 sub-ohm tank.
Interesting. These things only go on so that the little cutout for your opening the battery thing has to face the back. You can't put the right on the left and left on the right. And you put it on the right side, it literally snaps in. That's pretty cool.
It's a pretty looking mod, like, I'll give it that.
Screen's a fingerprint magnet.
Oh, God, wait, most of them are. Now the shiny ones. Simple.
So we got 5 clicks. We got a fire button on this side, and then we have, I'm assuming, the up and the down button on this side. On the top of the mod.
Aye.
5 clicks turned on.
We've got the buttons laid out, like. You've got up and down one side, and obviously it'll be your mode and your fire the other, yeah?
Yeah, fire buttons on this side, up and down buttons on this side.
Yeah.
And 3 clicks just changes, there's no actual menu. It just changes the mode. Temperature control stainless steel. 3 clicks to nickel. Titanium. Titanium is a metal I've never vaped on.
I haven't. I thought it'd be an expensive metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Titanium.
It is an industry.
Yeah.
When we were doing chrome plating, I work at a factory nearby that chrome plates the garden handles, like your water sprayer for your garden. We would chrome plate those. It's actually a triple plating. It's copper, then nickel, and then you chrome plate it. And the racks that they made these things out of, for those ones in particular, it was just a regular metal. I think they used copper to make that. And then they dipped it in plastic so that the tree itself wasn't conductive, but the hook on the top was conductive, and then the actual loops that you slid the sprayers on, those were conductive.
Yeah.
But for the other racks that they made, there was an aluminum core rod that he had, and then there were titanium arms that stuck out thin. But the titanium is such a tough metal. It doesn't like to bend. I mean, it has bending capabilities, but you can't bend it into U shape.
Yeah.
It's not malleable like copper is.
That's what I'm saying. If it's not that malleable, how do they make bloody coils with it? Weird.
Then again, when you get to a really thin diameter, I guess you could get to it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why nickel was such a thing that they ran to, because it's so bendable.
Yeah.
But people have reactions to nickel a lot more commonly than they do stainless steel or titanium. Stainless steel is what they use for surgical screws.
That's right, yeah.
People don't have allergic reactions to it.
I might do a bit of hunting, see if there is a titanium coil supplier kicking about, or if we can get a hold of some and just see what they're like.
Well, I'm sure you can get titanium wire. I'm sure they use them for jewelry and crafting and stuff like that.
Well, just if you can get our hands on some titanium coils and just give them a go, see what they're like.
See what they're like, yeah. That's something I haven't seen.
Yeah. Might hunt about.
That's what they use for surgical stuff. So, I mean, it's just as, safe as stainless steel would be, I would imagine.
Aye. But obviously,
Where
there's
does
different.
Geek Vape tank went to, though?
There's different grades of stainless as well. There's your 316, your 304, and all that stuff. So, but titanium will just be titanium. I would imagine that'll be it. Interesting. Might have a look, see if we can find any of them at some point.
So here's our Zeus Dual. And I believe I opened this up when I was comparing, the real to the fake Zeus Geek Vape stuff. But I don't think I actually built this one yet. Nope, there's the coils right there. They come with this. They don't look like they're Clapton. They look like some braided thing.
Saying that used to be one of my little gripes. When they supplied coils, they never give you any information what they were. Then, what material, what, wraps or what type or whatever, But nowadays, they're kind of doing that now, you know what I mean? But oh my God, what are them?
It's a braided wire.
They braided, didn't it? Very shiny.
Curiosity is what killed the cat, and that's what I'm going to end up using today, despite my intuition to use a known coil material. I want to see what these things actually vape like.
They're very shiny, whatever they are. I've never seen a coil so shiny.
They have a shine to them, but they're also kind of a dull, darker color than you would expect. Makes you wonder.
Nothing on the
Fused Claptons from Geek Vape. Look at the color difference between that and this.
And nothing on the packaging telling you what they are, or?
No.
Totally different, aren't they? Look spaced as well.
Inside the user manual, we just have some illustrations. There's the contact information on this page.
So there's nothing on like
authenticity check, anti-counterfeit. But it's one of these multilingual things where everybody gets an illustration with the wording in their own language.
Yeah.
And they get a page of customer service and a page of anti-counterfeiting. But then other languages are just same as what we've seen. Have to cover that up because the contact's on that one. But no information about what this coil material is made from.
I thought it might have had. Hang on, what's that? Can bring it back up again there for us? Just see what. Normally it would tell you on the contents, not two coil, blah, blah, blah. You would have thought, but. What can you say?
0.32 ohm, 2 coils. No materials specified.
0.32, so what's that? 0.17-ish joule?
Yeah, 0.16, 0.17.
0.7.
But it's a braid as opposed to a Clapton.
Yeah. Very surprised.
I don't know. I'm going to use them now.
Why not?
Only way to find out if they're any good or not. I can't complain about it if I've never tried it. I mean, I can complain, but I'm not like Jay Hayes. I don't have an allergy to the nickel, so it's not life or death for me whether they're made of nickel or not, or nichrome, or what are they? Yeah, 1.3 on this one.
Nice simple deck as well, postless. Once you get your thing in.
Maybe it isn't.
They look like flathead screws. Are the flathead screws?
Yes. That's why they won't work.
Flathead screws, aren't they? All fun and games, isn't it? The joys of coil building. And I'm just wondering what height you want to sit them at, because then legs are very long. Wow.
Just one glass in, you're already on my mind. When it gets late, I always realize that I need you.
4.5 maybe.
Oh, God, maybe 4.
Well, let's go with 6.
Yeah, good one. U-Force. I remember that tank vaguely, the U-Force. Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't sleep good last night either. Better than the night before, though. I don't know what the deal is. Weather changing or what.
Well, I've got my little sleep thing on my phone, and it tells you. I went to sleep at 1:20 a.m. and I woke up at 6:10 a.m. and I had 5 hours. There you go. Even gives you a heart rate, this thing. It's crazy.
Well, 0.32. They look a little high to me. Well, try them. I can always drop them down later.
That's a kind
Don't
of
want
big
this to be another 4-hour stream.
Yeah, that's a kind of big airflow slot like underneath them and all, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is, they take up plenty of the deck, mind, didn't they? Jesus, they're wide. Holy moly, they're wide. My God, I must be very chilled out.
Your heart rate low.
69.
That's good.
It is, isn't it? Well, chilled out. I was normally in my 70s. God damn. Can't grumble. Sometimes I think these just tell porkies anyway, these things.
They're not gospel. But you know what? The medical equipment, medical grade stuff that we run on the ambulances, those you can't take as gospel either. And those things cost thousands of dollars.
I think you just go for an average, don't you, really, when you think about it?
The average pulse oximeter we had on the ambulance, when we first got them, you know, you were like $1,200-$1,300. As time went on, you know, they dropped in the price. You could pick them up a set for like $400 or $500.
Wow.
Nowadays, you can go on Amazon for $50 and get yourself a pulse oximeter to fit on your finger.
Really? Jesus. It's just the technological advances as well, I suppose, isn't it?
Part of it's that. Part of it's also the fact that, you know, when it's new technology, they want to recoup their investment costs. And
it's the same, man. It's
0.16.
Well, it's looking good, man. They should burn in pretty straight away because, like I say, that's space.
They're spaced. Yeah.
See,
They got a nice metal smell to them.
Get that crap burned off. Look at that, man. Straight in.
The machining that they put on these things to braid them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they lubricate that wire with something.
Oh, yeah. That to blow it up straight away now. Like, I'll give it that.
And they're springy because they're braided.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, if you're watching this, I could use a drink. I only made 1 cup of coffee today. With her being home, my natural instinct is to hang out with her downstairs. So after I made my coffee and came up here, made the thumbnail, scheduled the stream, I went downstairs and she's like, "Is this what you normally do?" I'm like, "No, normally I'm sitting there re-wicking stuff and get everything ready." She's like, "Don't let me being home stop you." So I came upstairs, you know, made another cup of coffee and came upstairs and re-wicked everything. I got, you know, all these ready to go in case we were going to be mixing more. Cleaned and re-wicked.
Wrong with a bit of preparation. There's nothing wrong with a bit of preparation. William Dobson, no problem, bud. He's got to go and sort his children out and put to bed.
Thank you, sir.
That's great when a plan comes together.
Yeah, and like I said, we're not running long today, so once we get this done, we'll pretty much wrap it up. We're coming on 2.5 hours.
Well, you know, we'll give value for money. That's all I can say.
we were just a little excessive last week.
Well, it was Thanksgiving, wasn't it? So, you know, you can push the boat out for occasions like that. That looks alright, that one. Spot on. Yeah, there's used tanks, you know, I haven't really bothered with them. I thought they were pretty good tanks, generally.
Look at that wicking well.
It's not very...
tiny.
It doesn't look...
That is tiny. No wonder Mike Vapes clips the ends of it, cuts the wings off of these.
Yeah, they're not very big, are they?
Not for how much cotton fills up 3 millimeter diameter coils.
Now I found out with a few tanks, you know, you get your cotton to fill the coil, and yet you end up with far too much cotton to get in the well.
Yeah.
Like I say, you just don't want to choke that boy up.
Doesn't want to fall in the hole. Okay.
It just dangles out the bottom, doesn't it?
That's a little tight. It fits right now, but I think once the juice gets in there and that cotton expands,
I would probably
it'll
shorten
choke
them
that
out.
coil.
Yeah, I would shorten them up a bit.
Yeah.
Just take a bit more off them. Just
Another mill.
get that length shortened a bit. So they just tuck in. That looks a bit more promising.
That's much better.
Yeah. Just a
And
little
there's
long.
plenty of room in here for the tweezers.
Yeah, just a little long. That's all it was.
Man, that's just a crazy amount of cotton on the ends.
Just a tad long, I'd say. Oh, it's like I say, that's the beauty when you get these tanks, you know, you can play about with them and there's a bit of trial and error, you know.
Yeah, well, I also know that the Zeus tanks were ones that were very sensitive to how much cotton you put in there. It's very easy to choke them out.
It's just basically the size of that hole, you know, your juice hole. It's very small.
But that also helped me prepare for making mesh. So when I got the mesh deck for this thing, I knew right away that I knew I was going to have to be finicky with the cotton and the wicking.
Yeah.
Don't deform the mesh, and make sure that the cotton fully seats on the mesh going through the arch.
Oh, yeah.
But make sure that you didn't choke out the bottom either. Because mesh, it takes it to a whole new level. you get so much more flavor and so much more saturated vape inside your mouth. It literally coats the entire surface of your mouth with that liquid and that flavor.
I could never get mesh right. Me, I don't know if I was just too heavy-handed with it, because I either used to too much.
You have
cotton.
the Titan, don't you?
Oh, I've got the mesh deck, but I've never used it.
If you're going to be able to ever do a mesh deck, that's the one that's going to be easy for you. The parallel mesh that they put on there, fantastic. And the wick that they gave you is exactly the right size to pull it through there, so you get a nice even thing. As long as you're careful about that mesh, bending it to make sure that it's got the right arc, and both pieces of mesh have the same, curve to them, it'll be fantastic. And the thing is, because of the PWM, you can start off low and build yourself up and guarantee you don't get a dry hit. But it is a cloud chucker.
I think, which one did I have with a mesh coil? It was just a single coily thing, not a small thing. And I had an absolute nightmare with it. I was either too tight, and I was when I got a dry hit off it, Jesus Christ, I went, that's it. I'm not doing that again. I think that's what it is. I've had a dry hit off of like a mesh, and I've been, I ain't going back to that. Because trust us, a dry hit off a normal round wire coil, like Clapton's, whatever, is bad. But off a mesh coil, times it by 1,000,000. It's horrible. Oh, what's that?
Myogi's Pine Orange Popsicle.
Oh,
We mixed that up a couple episodes ago.
that looks very nice.
I've mixed it before in a 30 mil thing, and that's why the last time I made it in a 60.
Go with the flavor, eh?
Yeah. Well, how can I rate these coils if I put something in there that's brand new and I don't even know about it?
Well, that's the way to do it, without a doubt. It's a very nice colour, like bright yellow.
I'll space those just a hair more so they are even.
Wow. Definitely looks the part.
Backtrack the threads of hair and
Yep, get a bite. They look very juicy. What is it? I didn't think I would like this 0.8 coil in here, because I think it's a bit too low, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I wish these buttons, the up and down button, was actually marked. What's up and what's down.
Yeah, like a positive, negative, or whatever.
Because it's like, okay, there's a new coil. Do you want to do it? It says 0.22, and that's not what I was getting when I read it.
Ooh.
So let's pull it off. Fire it. Put it back on. Right. This is the positive. This is the negative.
Right.
Because now it's 0.17, which is what we were reading before.
It's bang on now.
Hot diggity. Peach.
Ooh.
Sugar-free sparkling water.
Lovely.
It's sweetened with artificial sweetener, so it tastes like a regular soda.
As much hot. How's the weather over your end? Is it still nice and warm?
Oh, where's the weather? Let's get that thing turned on.
I was wondering what was missing. I was thinking, yeah, you normally got the weather up.
So it's 12 degrees outside, broken and cloudy. It's 2 degrees where you're at.
It's bloody cold. Bloody freezing. It's foggy as hell as well. Like absolutely really thick fog. Can't see
We
your
keep
hand.
bouncing back and forth. You know, we had frost a couple days ago at night, and then during the day it was cool. I mean, definitely had to have a jacket to go outside.
Yeah.
But then we had a couple warm days where it felt like it was late spring, early summer. It's
That's it.
unbelievable.
We're like about a high pressure. Not when you think high pressure, it's going to be warm, but it's been the opposite. You know, we've had really chilly nights. Like I say, I think our daytime temperature run about 12 degrees earlier on, but nothing to write home about.
55 watts is not enough. Yeah, that's the up.
That's that 60s. Get it up, man.
That's the down.
Ah, yeah. That's why sometimes when I do a mod review, I'll chuck a tank on so you can sort your bloody menus out, you know what I mean? Instead of like check atomizer popping up all the time.
I'm definitely getting the pineapple and the orange, and there's nothing wrong with those coils.
All right.
I didn't like the way they looked because they were so different than whatever I've ever used.
Yeah.
I've used round wire. I've used Clapton coils. I've used, you know, fancy coils, aliens, and staggered fuse Claptons.
I think maybe it's a twisted something, perhaps, or a braided, or braided something coil, you know what I mean? I don't know.
And you know
I've
what?
seen
I think it's the initial instinct. You look at it and go, oh, that's a cheap coil. That's not going to be any good. But you know what? I have no complaints with it. We'll see how long it lasts. But the flavor is fantastic on it.
But even so, I mean, some cheap coils are just something to get you going, you know what I mean? Get you vaping, you know what I mean? You can always, you know, shell out on better coils as you go on.
Listen, when these manufacturers put out tanks, I would rather they came with even a cheap set of coils that are made to give you an enjoyable experience in the device than to send you a blank slate that you got to figure out what's going to be the best coil for that tank.
Yeah.
Do you need a high mass 3mm diameter coil, or do you need a low mass 3mm coil? Or is a 2.5 middle of the road coil going to be best for that tank?
Yeah. Plus, again, some tanks, you know, they're better for certain flavors. You know, like some tanks might be nice for fruits, brilliant. Some are for bakeries, desserts. You know, you've got to like kind of play about with it a bit, haven't you?
That's good flavor. I'm kind of impressed.
There you go. What more?
I would not have thought that out of those coils.
That's kind of job done, isn't it?
Did you put the stock coils in yours?
Yeah. In the bash, I always do. If I remember reviewing a product that comes with coils, I'll use the coils that came. That's part of the product, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I am. Most of the time, the coils are all right. You know, they're not brilliant, but they're all right. You know, they get the job done. Flavor's normally good off them, but like say sometimes like you see with the cheaper coils, they kind of die out a bit. You know, I mean, they're not like burnout, but you know your flavor starts to get muted a bit quicker. You know what I mean? And so, but generally, 95% of them have been near bother. Very rarely get them.
Yeah, that rainbow's not very matchy-matchy with this mod.
Oh, It's
I think a
the-
red tank would be so much better with it. And I've got one up there I can pull down and throw on here.
Rainbow doesn't match with anything, man. It's hideous. It just doesn't. Unless you've got a rainbow mod, which would be more hideous.
Where is it? It would go with this.
Yeah. I
ordered this for my wife a long time ago. I'll put that aside for next week.
That's a pretty good mod, that the J-Priv.
She loved how it was purple. It was like a reddish purple. And then the big ass screen on it.
Oh, I
don't really pay attention to the screen.
I've heard they were pretty half decent mod then, because Smock put a new chip in them, didn't they? To change that chip.
Yep. Man, have they come on such a long way in their stuff and the chips on those things. On all the manufacturers, not just them.
Well, like I say, the SX Mini G class and the Lost Vape mods were always the ones to catch, weren't they? Because their chips were always the most advanced. Now, a lot of manufacturers have pretty much caught up with them. Especially if you're a temp control user. Most 99% of mods I've tried now recent are pretty bang on with temp control now.
The Lost Vape, the Llama Quest. The temp control on this, you can tell it's not quite a DNA, but it is damn close.
I've got I think the only mod I've actually got by Lost Vape is the Paranormal, and I think that's outstanding. Absolutely awesome mod.
My favorite part of this, the C-frame.
Yeah. Paranormal's just your door on the bottom.
I love that C-frame cover for the battery door. So easy to change the batteries in this thing.
Again, I've always been a fan of the G class. I mean, that's the G class 2 there, and I just love them. I just don't know what it is. I don't have the shape but I just like the G class.
I heard the Yeehee boards are really good for temp control too.
Oh, they're spot on. They've nailed it. Like them were the two guys that were competing. The Yeehee boards and the Lost Vape boards. Them's the two boards that everybody was catching up with, and we kind of have now. I think pretty much.
It's on the shelf back there. I'm gonna have to pull it out. Mike Vapes did a review on it a long time ago. That's what got me to buy it. It's the V-Sticking company I never heard of before, but they used a Yeehee chip inside of their mod, and it looks just like your G class.
Yeah,
I'll have to pull that out for next week.
I think Lost Vape were more onto it than the Yeehee chip. Lost Vape made a lot of chips for various companies that use their mod. Yeehee not so much. I think they just tried to stick with their own stuff like Yeehee, which, they've started doing that now. I think there's a Steam Crate mod now with a Yeehee board in it as well.
Yeah.
Is it a new Titan or something? They're not the Titan. It could be that. I'm not sure, but they start. Yeehee never really been a big sharer of the boards as much as like Lost Vape were. I mean, Lost Vape, you can get tons of mods with their chips, and you absolutely tons now, but very few with Yeehee.
And then the advantage of Yeehee is I have to applaud them, because for a Chinese manufacturer to nail temp control as good as DNA, which is what most people say that have used them and tried to compare them side by side, that's a major milestone accomplishment. And to get to the point where other manufacturers are using their boards in the mods, that says a lot for a company.
Oh God, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like a lot of, temp control. I've very, very rarely used temp control. I mean, I've tried it a couple of times, but I don't know if it's still a thing. I mean, they're probably the diehard guys that still use it, but even the temp control on the DNA and the Yeehee, they were pretty much both pretty equal. I would have thought, like, there wasn't very much between them. Both got it bang on, pretty much. And they were the leaders in the chips for a long time. You know, them were the two main competitors. But now, like you say, even like the Smock, pretty much caught up with them. You know what I mean?
Smock's temperature control in the last one that I did the review on was fantastic.
I think with the mods, it's not so much like about the power race now. I think, you know, that's done and dusted, really. I think they've kind of come as far as they can go, type of thing, up to now. You know, with the boards, with the power ratings of them. I mean, you know, you can get some boards that'll go way above 200 watts, but obviously, you know, your batteries have got to be able to do it, and they can't do it constantly. But I think the big race then turned obviously your RTAs and your RDAs, and it was the airflow race. You know what I mean? It's just the, you know, and the mesh coils and all that. That's where I think all the focus went after the mods have kind of when some mods have kind of leveled up. I thought, well, we'll go to the next thing, which was the RTAs with the airflow, and then obviously the coils, the mesh coils, and that's where they've kind of piled all that focus into, I think. Mods now.
Mesh transformed vaping.
Yeah.
To go from round wire, I've read the scientific studies, and the ones from back in 2015 compared to the mesh coil tanks of the newer generation devices, it's staggering how much better the not toxic levels. I don't want to call them toxic levels because they're nowhere near that. No. But how much, you know, healthier the vapes are today, modern generation vapes, compared to what they were 10 years ago.
Well, it's down to, like, you know, turning your vape into vape more efficiently, I suppose. You know,
that's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean?
The efficiency that they've gotten onto these devices is literally 99%, and the fluctuation or variation from taking it. The latest study that they just published out there basically was critiquing the scientists and saying, listen, the testing methodology you guys use of hooking up to a machine with a standard tidal volume is not how you test these type of devices. Because there's a big difference between a mouth-to-lung tank and a direct-to-lung tank. And there's a big difference in the halfway point between those two.
Definitely.
You know, you can't use a cloud chucking tank and put it through with only having the tidal volume of a mouth-to-lung tank. Because you're going to get all kinds of false readings that don't mean anything because no user is going to use it like that.
Again, you know, like it's the advancements as well. I mean, you know yourself, the old the big cloud chuckers, chuck the cloud, but the flavor was very either muted or non-existent.
That's because the coil temperature was so high that it was literally disintegrating the flavoring components in the liquid.
And then obviously fast forward to now, you get some big cloud chuckers of the flavors still, that's fabulous. You know what I mean? It's just,
and that's why you get recipes now. People are putting out recipes with multiple ingredients in them. The flavoring percentage is less than 5%, and you're still getting a beautiful, delicious vape because the atomization has gotten so efficient and the temperature variation is so narrow that you don't degrade the liquid or the flavorings that go into your liquid. You just get the amazing flavor that liquid is designed to taste like.
Exactly. It's like I say, I mean, like you get people that will vape at high wattage, but sometimes, you know, that high wattage will just, like I say, it'll just kill your juice. You know what I mean? You'll get nothing out of it. It's such a balance.
I really like that. I need to put a different color tank on it. I really do.
The mod
I've literally
itself,
cleaned everything up. I mean, I can't even put... Here's the Aspire tank. That's a gorgeous little tank. But even that's going to clash with the nickel on here. It's much better match than this rainbow.
It's like is it a brush steel, that finish, like at the front? No, is it? Is it brush?
Nickel.
Nickel. Ooh.
And this is polished stainless on the top.
Well, that's 100% better because it's not fucking rainbow. I mean, vast improvement in my eyes.
This is that raspberry I mixed up a while back. Raspberry iced tea.
Ah,
55 watts, I think, for a 0.23 coil.
is that
Raspberry lemonade, not tea.
lemonade?
That's a raspberry lemonade. And that is a real looker.
It is like it's very spangly.
That's posh.
Oh yeah, that's bling.
And the thing is, this Vupu V-Mate was dirt cheap. It was another one of my clearance purchases I bought. Oh, dare I say it was 15?
Yeah.
$15. Dusty
Oh,
Country Road is back.
Yep. So Lance there, he's with me. Vape and he don't do rainbow. Yes.
It's a love-hate relationship with them. There's no question about it.
I just can't get away with it. I just can't see it.
I still can't get over that. That is gorgeous.
That actually goes on there quite well, actually.
Yeah.
Even though it's more sparkly, it just sits nice. It's awesome.
Aspire Odan, O-D-A-N. And the small tank, this is actually the straight glass. The one with all the facets on it.
Really?
The bubble glass actually has straight sides.
Ah, right.
It literally comes straight out a millimeter from this top cap and goes straight down and then pops in a millimeter to the base.
But that glass though, it looks like a crystal, doesn't it? With it, just the way it's lovely.
I'm gonna have to find this liquid and top this tank off.
Can't get enough. You can't get enough.
You wouldn't believe how many tanks I've already cleaned and put back in their box and put back away just this past week, trying to get everything organized for Christmas.
Oh, I need to really go through a lot of my stuff. I mean, I've got like mine are out the box, but I've got like a rack. It's like a board with drilled out holes, and I stand them in, and they're just getting covered in dust and crap. I really need to just do something with them, get them cleaned out.
Pull it out. Pull a different one out each week. We can present it out there for everybody to see.
Oh, I don't even. I mean, I don't think that old. I mean, I've seen what 2-3 years, probably the oldest one. So they're not like, and they were like popular devices, tanks, etc. when they came out. So I don't know.
Bonjour, the late night vape show.
Oh, hello.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Late night vape show. Wow.
Fantastic. Well, it's been another wonderful episode.
Wow, it has. That time flew by yet again. Where's it gone?
We mixed up a bunch of wonderful recipes. Got to explore a bunch of new to us devices. Exploring the history of vaping.
The thing is, here, we'll get a lot of like live shows, but they only go on an hour. And I'm thinking, how do you only do an hour? It's nothing, is it?
It's nothing. We've been doing this is 3 hours and 5 minutes already.
No way.
It's time for us to cut it quit so nobody's going to watch the replay.
Wow, man. That's really, really weird. We're doing all right with some of the replay views, they're not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, kicking on.
I just love the fact that, every week we pull out something new, something different, something people haven't seen in a while. Some people have never seen it because it didn't make it popular enough. And it's
not that. I think sometimes, it might work both ways. Sometimes you might only get a release in the US, and worse in the UK will probably never have ever heard of it, and it could be vice versa for you. Sometimes there might be just a UK release, and you're thinking, hang on, we never had that. So there is that kind of part of a discovery, like I say, that there, I'd never seen that, and yet everybody's got one. I'm thinking, where was I? You know what I mean?
Well,
What
there were
happened
so
there?
many products put out in the day when that one came out. Wismec was literally explored all facets of vaping devices, and they put out mouth to lung stuff. They put out direct lung stuff. They put out mech mods. They put out all kinds of things.
Even the mods were good. Did they do the cricket? Was it the cricket they done? Wismec cricket? It was a very, very powerful mod in its time. I'm sure it was called the cricket. I could be wrong.
Jamakos, hello. Greetings from Greece.
Oh, hello, my friend. Wow. We are international tonight, eh?
Fantastic.
Love it.
But like you were saying, I mean, there's so many different things that I've never heard of and you've seen and vice versa. It's just unbelievable how many different things would come out here. Like this Cupty. You know, it's an antique device made by Kangertech. And because they put it out with that 510 adapter to replace the actual coil, this thing is now going to be part of the thing that I'm going to rotate through.
Definitely.
You know, I put new cotton wick ready to go, and it's going to sit on my desk, and it's going to be one that I use. And it's ironic, a dual battery box mod, but it only goes up to like 75 watts.
It was like that cuboid mod I had out the other week that takes 3 batteries, right?
Yeah.
3 batteries that took, and you can only get a 22 milli freaking.
The Tinker.
You know,
I got the Geek Vape Creed on there. That's a 3 battery mod we put out. And they're not misbatched batteries. That's a big no-no, but it died and I was downstairs vaping and I'm like, I just reached for the charger and grabbed 3 batteries. I'm like, I need to take a couple drags of this. I'm not going to actually use it. I'll change it out and put the match set in when they're charged.
I mean, there's only one thing that I've still got boxed, and that was the very, very first aromamizer, the original aromamizer. That is still in its box.
That was one I never got. The original.
The original with the rubber band was your airflow, because that wasn't the band. And I thought, you know, that could be very collectible, because I did have 2. I had a black one, and I think I had a silver one. And I don't know how it come round, but a guy actually messages. He says, I want to buy that aromamizer Mark 1. And I says, well, I don't know if I want to sell it now. And he hounded me for months and months and months to get this one. So I thought, well, I've got one, and I'm not using it because, you know, it's an antique, you know. I says, I'll go to hell. I'll give it, and I got a good price for it. You know, I mean, it was fair. It didn't get ridiculous, but I think they're like pretty rare now if you know, to get hold of. You know what I mean? You'd never buy one new. You'd probably have to get one, you know, used,
yeah.
Whatever. Now, you know, but I remember that one. The one that's in the box was the one I bought brand new, and it's never come out. I used the other one, not that one.
Late Night Vape Show says Noisy Cricket V1, V2, and the Luxotic was technically the V3.
Ah.
V1 series and the 2 were series or parallel. And what you have, the Luxotic, is also series or parallel based on the switch on the top.
Yeah. I like that. I like the fact that you can switch between. I've never seen that before. Never. That's just whoa. Good evening, Late Night Vape Show. Sorry if I ignored you. I do apologize. But when we get nattering, you see, we're just.
Unlike this coil art that we built today, this one is not switchable. It is parallel, unregulated. It still produces a delicious, delectable vape. Fantastic.
Late Night Vape Show does go on to say the V1 was classed as a little unsafe, but a conversion kit became available to change the button, 510, and contacts. Ah.
Yeah, they talked about that numerous times. Steve's talked about that on Legion Vapes.
That was a bit dodgy, wasn't it?
Have a coffee with Legion Vapes. Wednesdays. They talked even about the conversion kit that they have for theirs, because a lot of them had the V1 series and realized the safety issues that were there, and they upgraded it, and now that it's a fantastic device.
I have an update for all you interested in the football. England have just gone 1-0 up. Come on.
Well, we're over the 3-hour mark.
Oh,
That's my upcoming review. I've been meaning to do this one for a long time.
sorry.
Compare the Aromizer Plus V2 with the V3.
Sorry, I stand corrected. They've just gone 2-0 up. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yeah, guys, absolutely another cracking show. Another time flying again. 3 hours, man. Crying out loud. Where's that gone? I'm aging
Dusty
too
Country
quick.
Road says my Bull City hasn't shipped. Can't wait to try them flavors out. Ordered
Ooh,
for
yeah.
the Black Friday or the Cyber Monday special. I'm sure they're overloaded and overworked right now trying to get all the orders out,
Oh,
because
God,
it's
well,
rare when they put out a coupon 20% off. People like to jump on those type of opportunities, and they'll wait to place their orders until Black Friday for that specific reason.
Oh, the couriers and delivery companies will just be flat out, man, with all that stuff.
Yep. On the march up to the Christmas holiday, I'm sure they're all booked and burdensome busy today.
It is a busy time of year coming up. And then obviously here you've got like January sales as well, Boxing Day sales, January sales. So, everything's... I'm just absolutely keen, like I say, to see how the high streets do this year. Just wondering how they get on. Really am.
For Boxing Day, that means we got to switch roles. You're going to be the host. I'm going to be the co-host.
No.
That's what Boxing Day is all about, right?
We'll see on that one. I can't. I just say, look, I haven't got OBS set up, so I can't do no build, so we'll have to pass it over there.
We'll get you up and running. Don't worry.
You're determined to, aren't you?
One of these days. Listen,
Yeah.
I love showing your full screen face when you're showing off stuff, but just like you got done building that one there, we could have both switched over to overhead. I need to create a scene where it's just our overhead cameras and our little faces on the corners, and you could watch us both build at the same time.
It's something we can do, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
See,
we'll get there one day.
Good stuff for the future, you see. Dual builds, eh? Oh,
Listen, we're only 12 episodes in.
exactly. Race ya.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing. You guys used to do that on the show. Who was that you were on? Was it Skint?
Oh, it's good, yeah.
You guys used to have, your 10-pound limit or whatever to buy stuff for the next thing, and then there was a build competition.
Yeah, it was
I didn't get to catch very many of those episodes, but I remember what you guys were doing. That was pretty cool.
You know what it is? It was a cracking show because we were always looking for something new. We always wanted to try a different feature, try a different this. I mean, we used to do forfeits. Obviously, if somebody went over the budget, they got a forfeit, and that was part of the fun. You done it with a. I mean, I've been dressed up as a woman, and God knows what. Forfeit, and we've done like a one where we've done a build, but it was a build after you had to drink 5 shots of whiskey. Right, or vodka, whatever it was 5 shots of a spirit, or 10 shots. Was it 10 shots? 5 or 10? It was so many shots of a spirit. Then you had to wait like 15 minutes for it like to kick in, and then we're doing a build. We were trying to build it, but incidentally, I won that one, so I was quite happy. But we used to try and do something new all the time. It wasn't. There was bits about vaping, but the rest was more entertaining. You know what I mean? It was a bit of a mix and match, and it was a good show in its time. But I think it just ran its course. You know what I mean? I think plus Skint had, he was expecting
Responsibilities and family come first.
He was expecting pretty much a new baby and all that. So family life took over for it, And I think eventually he just got fed up with the drama and just called a day on it, you know what I mean? So, but he's doing all right. He's got another channel now where he's doing things with the Scottish Highlands. He's out with a drone and all that and giving you a bit of history. So he's still kicking about, man. But he's
I'd love to get myself a drone. Be able to do some aerial photography and stuff. I'll even go and get the FAA license to be able to put it up on YouTube.
With us, it's not so bad. I think if it's a certain size drone, you're all right. If it's a bigger drone, then you've got to be licensed. I think it's a smaller drone.
Dusty Country Living. I'm down to 2 cigarettes a day with vaping. By Friday, she plans on going to no cigarettes.
Good
42
man.
years, but I'm so done with the ashtray and I can breathe. You can breathe now. Just wait till you no longer smoke cigarettes and you only vape. Your lungs will change. You won't even recognize it.
Your life will change. You'll be able to taste. You'll be able to smell.
That is still something that I cannot get over, how much different things taste now that I'm not smoking. Food tastes so much different. I go to the restaurants now and I'm ordering completely different stuff because when I taste it, like here in Pittsburgh, there's Perbani's. It's a world famous sandwich that they've even expanded down into Florida. But the sandwich that I used to order is just like, it's not as enjoyable as it was when I couldn't actually taste all the individual ingredients in that sandwich.
Yeah. For me, it was the humble bacon sandwich. For me, I was thinking, God, that tastes so good. You know, it was like a eureka moment because now you used to have a bacon sandwich, you have your tomato ketchup on, whatever, yeah. But when I was smoking, I couldn't tell the difference between smoked bacon or normal bacon. Couldn't tell the difference, I couldn't taste it. And then when I had some smoked bacon, I went, this is absolutely fabulous. Where did this come from?
I know.
I thought they'd brought out a new type of bacon. You're like, no.
Have you ever had chocolate covered bacon?
No. Chocolate
around here, the candy makers, they will take bacon, they'll bake it in the oven till it's a nice, crisp bacon, and then they'll dip it in their melted chocolate and let it solidify and sell you the individual piece of bacon, cooked bacon, covered in chocolate. The salt and the chocolate, it takes both of them to a whole new level.
Really? I would never have thought of that. Never have thought of that. I'm going to melt a bar of chocolate.
Chocolate is hard because you have to temper it exactly the right temperature.
It's normally like in a bowl over some pot of hot water, isn't it? You just
that's why you double boil it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to forget that.
All right. We're here at almost 3.5 hours. I think it's time for us to cut it quits for the day. We all had a fantastic time.
Well, like
my wish is always peace, love, and a hunky vape to end cigarette combustion. And I'm leaving Kenny to finish off the show, even though it's not Boxing Day.
Thank you. Again, guys, without you guys in chat, this would not be a show. So thank you all again for giving up your precious time and joining us. It's been another blast. I've aged another 3 hours so quickly. Again, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Just remember, same time, same place next week. We look forward to seeing you then. Meanwhile, take care.
Love you all. Take care.
I will get close to your heartache if you want to open your door. I'm feeling kinda lost when your mind is hiding whatever that is choking your chest. I can see it in your eyes that you're shaking 'cause you're holding it back. If you want, open your door. If that's what you want, then baby, try to believe me when I say that you can tell me anything. I can see it in your eyes that you're shaking.